Pokémon, the ultimate trainer. This video is purely for entertainment and does not infringe on copyrights or laws. The rights to the novel and image belong to the original author. We do not claim ownership. Don't like waiting and want to listen to this fanfic in full now? Subscribe to our Patreon, where you'll find the best fanfics. Chapter 351, Forced to Show the Truth. Electric Dragon, use 100,000 volts. After the thunder had a good effect, Zhang Cheng continued to let the electric dragon condense energy to launch an offensive. The electric dragon is usually very gentle, but it will become fierce when it comes to fighting. After receiving Zhang Cheng's instructions, it madly condenses high voltage current, and finally forms a powerful 100,000 volt current. The 100,000 volt skill is activated, and the strong high voltage current quickly shoots towards the seriously injured Commander Cleaver not far away. Commander Cleaver, hold on. As soon as Luluan's order was conveyed, Commander Cleaver quickly used energy to form a transparent defense barrier. The speed of 100,000 volt current is very fast, and it will be too late if it is too late. Fortunately, Commander Cleaver successfully condensed the barrier completely before the current was about to hit, which isolated the strong current from outside. However, this barrier could not last too long. The barrier made in a hurry was extremely rough. Under the crazy attack of the high voltage current, it soon broke apart. The unused current continued to attack Commander Chop. After being hit by the 100,000 volt current, Commander Chop was in pain, with a huge burnt wound on his chest. Use the Thunderbolt Fist to defeat it. Lightning Dragon. Zhang Cheng knew that Commander Chop was in the worst condition at this time, and it was the perfect time to defeat it. Meow. Meow. Lightning Dragon gathered all the electric power in his body on his right fist and blasted it in the direction of Commander Chop. The powerful current swept in with Dragonite's fist, hitting Commander Chop's chest. The already serious injury on his chest was attacked again. This Thunderbolt Fist hit the vital point and directly defeated Commander Chop. Come back, Commander Chop. Luluan quickly took back Commander Chop, and then thought about the next tactics. Player Luluan, please send out the combat spirit as soon as possible. Overtime will be regarded as giving up a game. Luluan was a little hesitant at this time. Zhang Cheng's Lightning Dragon put a lot of pressure on him, making him not know how to choose, because he was originally going to send out Slowking to fight. But Slowking was restrained by the Dragonite again, and he didn't have many Pokémons that could deal with the electric type. Desert Dragonfly, prepare for battle. After much hesitation, Luluan chose to send out a Desert Dragonfly that he had fought before. Come back, Dragonite. Seeing the appearance of the ground Pokémon, Zhang Cheng was naturally not stupid. He immediately replaced the Dragonite and sent out Togekiss to fight. Togekiss, it's your turn to perform. Chaki-e. After a period of rest, Togekiss is now in much better condition and full of energy. Togekiss, Moon Power. To deal with the dragon attributed Desert Dragonfly in front of him, Zhang Cheng did not hesitate at all and decisively chose to let Togekiss use Fairy-type skills to fight. Chaki-e. Togekiss vibrated his wings, and a steady stream of Fairy-type energy came, forming a pink energy ball. Under Togekiss's control, this energy ball burst out with rich moon power and attacked the Desert Dragonfly. Desert Dragonfly used mud bombs to fight back. The Desert Dragonfly can only use ground-based moves to deal with Pokémon. The Desert Dragonfly absorbs the strong energy on the ground to form a very powerful mud bomb. This bomb is extremely unstable and seems to explode as soon as it comes into contact. The fairy energy and the ground energy come into contact, and the mud bomb explodes directly, triggering a large amount of energy shock. The Desert Dragonfly was swept by this energy shock wave, and the energy fluctuation caused great damage to the Desert Dragonfly, while Pokémon was only slightly affected by the outer shock wave. The fairy energy launched by Pokémon is very powerful. Under the continuous offensive, the Desert Dragonfly can't resist at all. In the end, it was the fairy skills launched by Pokémon that hit the vital points with the help of the super lucky characteristics and the focused mirror, and the Desert Dragonfly lost its combat ability. Come back, Desert Dragonfly. Luluan took back the Desert Dragonfly that had fainted on the ground and lost its combat ability. Now Luluan only has the last two Pokémons that can fight. After knowing that Zhang Cheng has an electric dragon, Luluan is also very troubled and can't make a decision for a while. In this case, let's fight to the death. Luluan gritted his teeth and took out a Pokeball, and then quickly threw it into the competition venue. Bangwillis, it's you. Luluan chose the simplest and crudest way, and took out his trump card, the quasi-god Pokémon Bangwillis. to fight, wanting to gain an advantage with Banguilis's strong strength. Come back, Pokus. Seeing that the opponent sent Banguilis, Zhang Cheng had already guessed in his heart. After the appearance of the commander Slash, Zhang Cheng judged that Luluan's trump card should be Banguilis. But what Zhang Cheng didn't expect was that Luluan didn't save this trump card for the last use. Banguilis is very afraid of water attribute skills. It is a very unwise choice to rashly expose the existence of Banguilis without confirming all the Pokémons that Zhang Cheng will fight. Swampert, it's you. At the beginning of the battle, Zhang Cheng predicted that this situation might happen, so he kept a water-type Pokémon and didn't send it out. Facts have proved that his choice was right. This water-type Pokémon is fatal to Banguilis. Luluan's face also changed subtly after seeing Swampert. After arranging the giant Swampert to fight, Zhang Cheng turned on the detection system according to his usual fighting habits and quickly learned the various data of this Banguilis. Name, Banguilis, level 68, gender, male, qualification, A+ attributes, evil, rock-carrying props, hardstone, and extremely hardstone. The power of rock-based skills will be improved after the Pokémon carries it. Basic skills, staring, biting, sandstorm, piercing sound, gradual breaking, rock collapse, ghost face, making a fuss, evil wave, tooth for tooth, crushing, earthquake, sharp stone attack, lightning fang, frozen fang, flame fang. Learning skills, jet flame, 100,000 volts, frozen beam, hold, dragon claw, dragon tail, ultimate impact. Rock blockade. Inherited skills, reverse scale, dragon dance, iron head, invisible rock, trample. Characteristics, raising sand. Pokémon with this characteristic will cause sandstorm weather when they appear. Note, Banguilis, armor Pokémon. The final evolution of Kira. Has the power to easily change the surrounding terrain. He doesn't care about the surrounding situation at all and has an arrogant personality. Chapter 352, Strong Battle. Luluan's Banguilis is very powerful, and his qualifications have reached the highest level of quasi-gods. He has mastered many types of skills and is a very difficult opponent. Banguilis appeared on the battlefield, and the sand-raising feature was activated. The entire battlefield turned into a sandstorm again, and countless sand and stones flew in the air. Banguilis, Mega Evolution. Luluan was ready to go all out and use the evolution crystal to super-evolve Banguilis. A strong energy flew out of the crystal and infused into Banguilis' body. Banguilis was affected by this energy, and his entire appearance changed and evolved into Super Banguilis. After completing the Mega Evolution, Super Banguilis' attack power and defense power were greatly improved. In this case, let's do it together. Seeing Luluan using Mega Evolution, Zhang Cheng also took out the evolution crystal of Swampert. Swampert, Mega Evolution. A blue energy flew out from the crystal in Zhang Cheng's hand and was absorbed by Swampert. After absorbing this strange energy, Swampert's body burst into dazzling light. The light gradually dissipated, and the appearance of Mega Swampert appeared in front of everyone. After the complete super evolution, the attributes of Mega Swampert were greatly enhanced, and the whole body became stronger. The sandstorm gradually began to rage, and a large amount of sand and stones hit the Mega Swampert, but it did not cause any damage to it. Mega Swampert has the ground attribute and will not be affected by the sandstorm weather. Super Banguilis, use the bite attack. Luluan commanded Super Banguilis to use the evil attribute skills to make a tentative attack. Giant Swampert has a resistance effect and rock-type skills, so Luluan did not rashly choose to use rock-type skills. Super Banguilis attached the evil energy to the sharp teeth, and then opened his fangs and mouth to bite the giant Swampert. Super Giant Swampert used the waterfall attack to knock it out. Zhang Cheng was not to be outdone, and commanded Super Giant Swampert to launch a water attribute skill that restrained Super Banguilis to counterattack. Ghana. The strong power of water element burst out from the body of Mega Swampert, and all of this power hit the thick arms of Mega Swampert. When the energy gathered to the extreme, Mega Swampert burst out and attacked the oncoming Mega Banguilis with all its strength. The iron fist of Super Garchomp and the fangs of Mega Banguilis collided together, and the evil attribute energy and water attribute energy burst out crazily. The attack power of Mega Banguilis is stronger than that of Mega Swampert, but the bite skill does not have the additional blessing of props, and the props carried by Mega Swampert are mysterious water drops, and the power of this waterfall attack is not weaker than that of the opponent. After a period of stalemate, the two energies were almost exhausted at the same time, and the offensives of both sides were resolved by each other. Super Bankerous, Ultimate Impact. Luluin was already a little anxious at this time. Super Bankerous did not have an advantage, which would make his hope of winning very slim. Super Bankerous was given high hopes. If he couldn't even solve the Super Swampert in front of him, it would be impossible to win. So he decided to go all out and let Bankerous launch a powerful move to attack. Strong power always comes at a price. After using the Ultimate Impact, the elves will be temporarily paralyzed due to exhaustion. But Luluin can't care so much now. He has to rely on the dual blessing of Mega Bankerous's powerful attack power and high-powered skills to severely damage Mega Swampert in a short time. Mega Bankerous was also a little angry. It didn't expect that such a powerful attack of its own would be resolved by the opponent. As a quasi-god, it naturally has its own pride. After receiving the trainer's order, a terrifying force broke out in Bankerous' body. With the blessing of this force, Mega Bankerous launched the Ultimate Impact, and its huge body slammed into Mega Swampert. Come on. Mega Swampert, use the water cannon. Zhang Cheng didn't have any fear of Mega Bankerous's attack. Now he has an absolute advantage and is not under too much pressure. He can let Mega Swampert and Mega Bankerous fight head-on. Gana facing the quasi-god level Pokémon, Mega Swampert was not afraid at all. It used the water element energy around it to compress and form a powerful water cannon. The water cannon turned into a huge water dragon and bit Mega Bankerous. A large amount of water element energy spewed out of the water dragon's mouth, and these energies hit the body of Mega Bankerous, causing great damage. Mega Bankerous kept roaring, concentrating all his strength to endure the attack of the water dragon and came to Mega Swampert, and his huge body slammed into Mega Swampert. Mega Swampert was blown away by this ultimate impact and was also seriously injured. The two Pokémons caused great damage to each other in this confrontation, and then fell into a state of stiffness together. Both the ultimate impact and the water cannon have side effects. The two Pokémons froze in place without launching an attack, and the scene looked harmonious. Super Swampert used the water cannon. After the stiff state was lifted, Zhang Cheng immediately ordered Super Swampert to launch an attack, using the water cannon second only to the cannon water cannon to attack. Gana. The rich water attribute energy burst out again, and Super Swampert sprayed a thick water column from its mouth to attack Super Bankerous. Bankerous used Tooth for Tooth to deal with it. Luluin made full use of the mechanism of the skill and let Super Bankerous launch Tooth for Tooth after the second hand. The skill of Tooth for Tooth can have double damage when launched after the second hand, and with the high attack power of Bankerous, it can burst out a strong offensive. After Super Bankerous received the order from the trainer, he condensed the evil attribute energy in front of him but did not launch it immediately. The thick water column soon attacked and hit Super Bankerous's abdomen. Super Bankerous gritted his teeth to endure the pain brought by the water cannon and release the evil attribute energy that had already been condensed. The tip for a tooth attack launched from behind was very powerful, and the concentration of evil attribute energy doubled directly, and all of it bombarded the body of Mega Swampert. Mega Swampert took another blow, and the injuries of both Pokémon were already very serious. The current situation was extremely stressful for Luluin. Zhang Cheng still had a big Pokémon in his hand to fight, but Luluin didn't have so many choices. If Mega Bankerous was defeated too early, it would be difficult to rely on the last Pokémon to defeat Zhang Cheng's Pokémon in a row. Chapter 353, Bangerous's Defeat. Super Bangerous, activate reverse scale. Luluin didn't want to drag it on any longer. If the opponent's Mega Swampert knocked out too many statuses, it would be difficult to deal with it, so he decisively let Super Bangerous use his inherited dragon-type ultimate move, Reverse Scale. Activating Reverse Scale can burst out a very powerful energy offensive in the next period of time, but the price to be paid is also very serious, and the Pokémon will fall into a state of confusion. However, Luluin didn't have time to think so much. Now he was going to fight to the death with the opponent. Super Bangerous also understood the trainer's meaning, and burst out all his strength without reservation, and a large amount of Manic Dragon attribute energy gathered. This energy was very difficult to control. After being absorbed by Super Bangerous, it was immediately spit out, turning into a large amount of dark yellow energy waves that bombarded Super Swampert. Super Swampert, don't pay attention to the opponent's offensive, just aim at Super Bangerous and launch salt water. Zhang Cheng's goal is to consume as many Super Bangerous as possible. Even if it risks the defeat of Super Swampert, he will do so. As long as Super Bangerous can be severely damaged, Super Swampert's mission will be completed. Gana Mega Swampert slapped the ground with its limbs, and spit out a large amount of salt water from its mouth towards Mega Bankaris. The salt water and the reverse scale energy waves staggered each other and hit the opponent's Pokémon's body. After receiving this powerful blow, Mega Swampert's health value quickly decreased to less than 1/6 of the last. At the same time, the saltwater skill was sprinkled on Mega Bankaris' body, and some of the salt water penetrated into the wounds left before, causing Mega Bankaris to scream in pain. Super Swampert used the last strength to activate the salt water again. The reverse scale skill cannot be stopped after it is activated. Zhang Cheng took advantage of the opportunity that Mega Bankaris could not defend and directly let Super Swampert and the opponent exchange blood. Gana, Super Swampert skillfully condensed energy again, forming a large amount of salt water to shoot at Super Bankaris. If this goes on, I will have nothing at all. Luluin looked at Super Bankaris, who continued to activate the reverse scale skill, and felt a sense of powerlessness. Mega Bankaris' second counter scale attack came again. After suffering severe pain, the attack launched by Mega Bankaris was even more powerful. Rich dragon energy blasted out and hit Mega Swampert's body. After 2 consecutive counter-scaled energy bombardments, Mega Swampert was finally defeated. After being defeated, the special energy in Mega Swampert's body disappeared and degenerated into Swampert. And Mega Swampert also sent out salt water before being defeated. The salt water fell on Mega Bankaris' wound again, causing it very serious injuries. Well done, come back, Swampert. Zhang Cheng took back the Swampert who had lost his combat ability, and then asked Diancie to clear the field. Diancie, it's your turn. Zhang Cheng finally sent Diancie out at the end of the battle. Choosing to let Diancie play is the safest choice, because Mega Bankaris' counter-scale energy has not been consumed yet, and there will be another counter-scale attack next. If other elves were allowed to play, they would definitely be directly hit by the reverse scale attack, and elves with weak defense might be directly hit hard. However, if Diancie, who has fairy attributes, is sent out, she can be directly immune to the reverse scale attack of Super Bankaris. Diancie had just appeared in the competition venue when Super Bankaris' last reverse scale attack came. The violent and powerful dragon energy hit Diancie's white body, but it had no effect, and the energy that attacked all dissipated out of thin air. Diancie launched the most powerful light of destruction. Zhang Cheng was ready to fight quickly and not give the opponent too many opportunities, so as to avoid more troubles. The light of destruction is the most powerful existence among the fairy skills. If you want to use this skill, you need to pay a lot of life points to summon the Eternal Flower. Of course, as long as you can defeat Super Bankaris, losing some life points is completely acceptable. Diancie followed Zhang Cheng's instructions and absorbed all the fairy energy around her, and a large amount of energy gathered in Diancie's body. With too much energy, Diancie was also hurt by the backlash of these energies. However, Diancie didn't care about it and continued to concentrate on controlling the absorbed energy. The rich energy finally turned into an eternal flower in the center of the competition venue. When the eternal flower appeared, it brought a very terrifying murderous aura. After Super Bankaris felt a breath of the eternal flower, his huge body trembled slightly. Quick! Super Bankaris, use defense. Luluin also realized the horror of the eternal flower and quickly ordered Super Bankaris to defend. After Super Bankaris received the order from the trainer, waves of energy rushed out of his body to form a solid barrier in front of him. When Super Bankaris was defending, the petals of the eternal flower opened, an array of destructive light that seemed to be able to destroy everything shot out, aiming directly at Super Bankaris. The ray of destructive light came in an instant and shone on the barrier that had just condensed into shape. In less than 3 seconds, the barrier was shattered. After easily removing the barrier, the light of destruction continued to rush forward. The terrifying killing power directly knocked Super Bankaris out of the competition venue. A dark hole appeared on his chest, and his huge body fell to the ground and fainted. After Super Bankaris was defeated, the crystal energy in his body dissipated and degenerated into Bankaris. I have tried my best, Bankaris. Luluin took Bankaris back with some heartache. The chance of winning is very slim, but I will still try. Luluin still did not give up at this time and threw out the last Pokeball. Go, Slowking. Luluin finally chose to send out Slowking. Slowking was the strongest Pokemon that still had combat power in his hands. Even when he was restrained by the opponent's Dragonite, he had to bite the bullet. The current situation is a sure thing for Zhang Cheng to win, but he still wants to be safe and understand the situation of the opponent's Slowking first. As the saying goes, it is better to be safe than sorry. The detection system started, and the specific information of Slowking appeared in Zhang Cheng's mind. Name, Slowking, level 69, gender, male, qualification, attributes, water, psychic, carrying props, curved spoon, a spoon infused with telekinesis. After carrying it, the power of the elf's psychic skills will be improved. Basic skills, impact, curse, yawn, shout, water gun, telekinesis, immobilization, headbutt, water wave, laziness, momentary amnesia, mind hammer, mental strength, pray for rain, self-suggestion, healing wave, trick, bluff, self-suggestion, learning skills, surfing, blizzard, ice beam, hold, light wall, meditation, trickster space, sleeping, inherited skills, predict the future, wonderful space, snoring, playing in the mud, sleep talking. Characteristics, inertness. Elves with this characteristic will not fall into a state of fascination or provocation because of their inertness. Note, Slowking, the king Pokémon, is the evolved form of Slowpoke. It has superior wisdom and inspiration, and is always calm and at ease. Chapter 354 Defeat Luluan. Through the detection system, Zhang Cheng easily learned that Luluan's Slowking used psychic skills as its main attack method, and the props it carried were also curved spoons that enhanced the power of psychic skills. At the same time, it also matched the combination of sleeping and dream talking moves, plus the type of change skills such as magic space. Slowking, open the magic space. After sending out the Slowking, Luluan quickly gave orders to open the magic space. The magic space can create a space composed of special forces. Within this space, the faster the elves are, the slower they will move, while the slow elves will become very flexible. Slowking itself is a very slow elf, but if it is in the magic space, its speed will be so fast that it will fly. After receiving Luluan's instructions, Slowking calmly used the power of psychic to construct the magic space. Dianzi, use Diamond Storm to attack Slowking. Although Slowking has many means, it is useless in the absolute strength suppression. Dianzi's double defense is extremely high, and it is too difficult for Slowking to defeat Dianzi. Zhang Cheng didn't care about that and let Slowking do the work. He just needed to keep attacking Dianzi. Sooner or later, Slowking couldn't resist. It was just a matter of time. Dianzi gathered the rock energy on the diamond above her head, forming a diamond storm. A large number of diamonds made of energy swept towards Slowking. Slowking was washed by the diamond storm and had many scars all over his body. However, Slowking's reflex arc was relatively long. He didn't feel the pain of these wounds and was concentrating on creating the magic space. Under the infusion of a large amount of super energy, the magic space enveloped the entire competition venue. The strange energy surged, and Slowking's speed became very fast, while Dianzi's speed slowed down. After creating the magic space, Slowking finally felt the pain brought by the diamond storm and cried out in pain. Slowking, use Yuan. Facing the powerful Dianzi, Luluan planned to use Yuan to put her into a sleeping state first, and then attack after taking the initiative. Slowking yawned loudly, and Dianzi began to feel sleepy due to the yawn. It was only a matter of time before she fell asleep. In that case, let Dragonite end the game. Zhang Cheng saw that Slowking used yawns to put Dianzi to sleep, and decisively took out the Pokeball to take it back, not giving the opponent any chance. Dragonite, it's decided to be you. Zhang Cheng rotated Dragonite to play. Dragonite, which is good at electric attack skills, is a fatal blow to Slowking with water attributes. Slowking, use psychic power. Facing the rotation of Pokémon, Luluan had no waves in his heart, and concentrated on commanding Slowking to attack. Slowking followed the instructions of the trainer and condensed psychic energy to form psychic power. With a blessing of the trick space, Slowking was very fast, and the psychic power hit Dragonite in an instant. After being hit by the psychic power, Dragonite's brain was severely traumatized, and the damage was not visible to the naked eye. It was a mental attack. Lightning Dragon, cheer up, use Thunder to counterattack. It's definitely not good to keep passively taking the beating. After being caught off guard by the strong mental thoughts, Zhang Cheng quickly organized the Lightning Dragon to counterattack. The Lightning Dragon shook its head a few times to keep itself awake, while condensing a large amount of electric energy to form a Thunder Dragon. After the Thunder Dragon appeared, it released a high-voltage current and rushed towards the location of the Slowking. Slowking, use Hold. Luluan used the magic space to the extreme. The Slowking just launched an attack. Under normal circumstances, there is no time to condense the barrier, but under the effect of the magic space, it can be done. The Slowking quickly used the energy around to form a transparent barrier to resist the powerful attack of the lightning dragon. The thunder dragon fell from the sky, opened its mouth and bit the barrier, and countless electric currents kept hitting the barrier. Although the barrier was strong, it could not withstand such an attack. After consuming most of the thunder dragon's power, it was broken. The thunder dragon burst out the remaining energy and crashed into the body of the Slowking. Even if it was only a small part of the energy, it was enough to cause heavy damage to the Slowking. The attack power of the electric dragon was very strong. Slowking used the future cognition. Luluin did not have many choices at this time, and could only let the Slowking use the psychic skill that he was good at to attack. The magic space had not disappeared yet, and the Slowking quickly used the future cognition skill with his speed advantage. The future cognition skill does not cause damage immediately, but there will be a delay. It will take some time after using it to burst out a powerful attack power. Quick battle, electric dragon, let's use 100,000 volts. The psychic skill launched by the Slowking posed a great threat to the electric dragon. Zhang Cheng wanted to use the time to launch the future cognition to get rid of the Slowking. Before that, the rich electric energy intertwined together to form a high voltage current. Under the control of the electric dragon, this 100,000 volt high voltage electricity quickly struck the Slowking. The current spread very quickly. Even with the amplification of the magic space, the Slowking could not escape successfully, and his whole body was wrapped in the current. After Zapdos activated the 100,000 volts skill, the trick space dissipated, and Zapdos' speed now exceeded that of Slowking. Take this opportunity to hit it again. Use thunder. While using the trick space, Zhang Cheng commanded Zapdos to launch another attack, and defeat Slowking before the future sight skill took effect. Meow. Meow. Zapdos followed the trainer's instructions and emptied all the electrical energy in its body, forming a thick electric current in mid-air and striking Slowking. Slowking had not recovered from being hit by 100,000 volts, and another attack that was even more terrifying than 100,000 volts came. Under the restraint of the attribute and Zapdos' high special attack, Slowking's defense was unable to resist, and he fell to the ground and lost his ability to fight. Chapter 355, The Battle of 8-4. As the King of Dai fell, all 6 elves sent by Luluin lost their ability to fight. King of Dai lost his ability to fight. The winner of this competition is Zhang Cheng from Magic City University. After confirming that King of Dai lost his ability to fight, the referee announced the result of this competition. Come back, King of Dai. Luluin took back the King of Dai who lost his ability to fight, and gave Zhang Cheng a thumbs up. You are very strong. What Yuan said is right. I am looking forward to the confrontation between the two of you now. You are also very strong. Even if you lose this game, I believe you can still fight back through the resurrection match. Zhang Cheng also recognized Luluin's strength. After the game, the two chatted briefly and then left the battlefield. Zhang Cheng brought the injured elves to the treatment room. After settling the elves, he found a place to solve lunch. After lunch, Zhang Cheng continued to return to the competition venue and came to a rest area to watch the next game. The one-day competition ended quickly. Among the 5 players who advanced in the first round today, apart from Zhang Cheng and Yuan, the other 3 were from Kyoto University, Tsinghua University and Yunnan University. In previous years, Yunnan University had basically no trainers who could enter the top 10 this year. A dark horse emerged, which attracted the attention of many people. However, Zhang Cheng did not care too much about it. Every school has a proud child. With enough opportunities and background, it is still possible to enter the top 10 of the national competition. After the first round of competition, the 5 victorious trainers will directly advance to the top 8, and the 5 defeated trainers will draw lots for the resurrection match tomorrow. One of the lucky ones who drew an empty lot will directly advance to the top 8. And the remaining 4 will compete in pairs. The winner will advance and the loser will be eliminated and stop in the top 10. Zhang Cheng did not have much interest in the loser group competition. Several strong players have now advanced, so he can focus on them. At the end of the day's competition, Zhang Cheng came to the treatment room to take the recovered elves away. After returning to his residence, Zhang Cheng immediately took out a large number of energy cubes to give to the elves to eat, so that they could recover their physical strength and have a good rest to prepare for the next game. Dad, am I awesome today? Diancie came to Zhang Cheng with a pink energy cube in her hand and asked expectantly. Of course Diancie is the best. Zhang Cheng stretched out his right hand and patted Diancie's little head lovingly. Hearing Zhang Cheng's praise, Diancie became very happy, holding his arms and shaking them left and right. After playing with the elves for a while, Zhang Cheng simply washed up, urged the elves to rest early, and then turned off the lights and fell asleep. Because there was no game tomorrow, Zhang Cheng did not set an alarm clock and slept until the afternoon of the next day. The next afternoon, Zhang Cheng slept until he woke up naturally. After waking up, he felt refreshed. All the fatigue in recent times was released, and the whole person was in a much better state. After waking up, Zhang Cheng learned about the situation of the national competition resurrection match today through his mobile phone. Because there were only 2 resurrection matches, they ended this morning. The national competition is still very popular. Zhang Cheng can see related posts by opening some forums at random. The first game of the resurrection match today is Luluan vs Liao Wu. Although Liao Wu is not weak, he can't do too many things when facing a trainer of Luluan's level. In the end, he was defeated and stopped in the top 10. As for the other 2 who advanced, their strength was not too strong compared to the others, so Zhang Cheng didn't pay too much attention to them. After knowing the situation of the resurrection match, Zhang Cheng continued to look through other posts and read the wonderful comments of major netizens. Among them, the most discussed is who will be the champion this time. Most people are optimistic about Tsinghua University and Kyoto University, because they have won the national championship in previous years. However, some netizens are optimistic about Zhang Cheng, saying that the strength of the fantasy beast Diancie is very strong, and the other trainers are likely not opponents. This statement naturally caused a lot of people to refute. Most of them are brainless fans of Kyoto and Tsinghua University. When they see someone express a different opinion, they immediately start to denounce. Frog that doesn't like taking a bath. The mythical beast Diancie is indeed rare, but as far as I know, Zhang Cheng's Diancie should not be able to Mega Evolve. Most of the quasi-god Pokémon of other trainers can Mega Evolve, and Diancie may not be able to beat them. Lychee's Onyx, who told you that Diancie can't Mega Evolve? She's just hiding something. Frog that doesn't like taking a bath. Hiding something? I think she hid the plane ticket back to Shanghai. Lychee's Onyx, it's impossible to communicate with XX like you. Wait for the results of the game to come out and get slapped in the face. Frog that doesn't like taking a bath. I'm going to say this today. If Shanghai University can win the championship, I will live broadcast washing my hair upside down. Looking at the comments of netizens, Zhang Cheng couldn't stop laughing. He didn't take these discussions seriously. He just wanted to have fun. After getting up and washing up, Zhang Cheng ordered a takeaway for dinner. After dinner, Zhang Cheng looked up the information of several trainers who entered the quarterfinals on the internet, and then went to bed to prepare for tomorrow's game. The next morning, accompanied by a burst of urgent alarm clocks, Zhang Cheng started a new day. After getting up and washing up, he found a breakfast shop nearby and rushed to the competition venue as soon as possible after breakfast. The rules of today's quarterfinals are relatively simple. The referee will also draw lots temporarily. The 8 trainers will fight against each other in pairs, and the winner will directly enter the semifinals. After all 8 participating trainers arrived, the referee drew lots in person to confirm the specific schedule. The referees were very efficient. In less than 5 minutes, the battle information was announced on the big screen. Zhang Cheng looked up and saw that his opponent this time was the trainer from Yunnan University, and Yi'an's opponent was Luluan. Seeing Yi'an and Luluan collide with each other, Zhang Cheng was a little surprised. This was the first civil war he had seen. Zhang Cheng's match was scheduled for the first match in the morning. Soon after the schedule was announced, a staff member led Zhang Cheng to the corresponding competition venue. After arriving at the competition venue, Zhang Cheng also met his opponent, Zhang Qi from Yunnan University. Zhang Cheng also knew about Zhang Kai's situation. The opponent was good at using ghost-type elves, and his fighting style was very strange. Chapter 356, Troublesome Ghost-type Pokémon. Zhang Cheng and Zhang Qi came to the 2 sides of the battlefield respectively, ready and waiting for the start of the game. Zhang Qi is a very cold person, and the first impression he gives people is that strangers should stay away. Seeing this, Zhang Cheng did not intend to speak, and took out the Pokéball and waited for the referee to give instructions. Both sides are in position, and the game begins. Seeing that both of them were ready, the referee announced the start of the game. Pidgeot, Prepare to fight. Night Summoner, it's you. Both sides sent out their starting Pokémon at the same time. After Zhang Cheng knew that the opponent's main Pokémon was a ghost type, he naturally chose to let Pidgeot play. Pidgeot, who has a general type, is immune to all ghost type skills. Of course, if you want to restrain ghost type Pokémon, you must send out dual attribute Pokémon. If there is only a single general type Pokémon, it will not be able to threaten the ghost type Pokémon. The general type and the ghost type are immune to each other, and the two types of Pokémon cannot use their own skills to cause damage to each other. And Zhang Chi was not unexpected, and sent out the ghost type with a very high race value to fight. Zhang Cheng quickly turned on the detection system and began to understand the data of Zhang Kai's Night Demon. Name, Night Demon, level 69, gender, male, qualification, a attribute, ghost carrying props, curse talisman, a weird and scary talisman. The power of ghost skills will be improved after carrying it. Basic skills, staring, Night Demon shadow, immobilization, fright, see-through, shadow sneak attack, chase, will-o-will, strange light, curse, shadow ball, flame fist, ice fist, lightning fist, predict the future, gravity, misfortunes never come alone, shadow ball, black eyes, tooth for tooth, learning skills, guard, poison, earthquake, rock slide, provocation, ultimate impact, inherited skills, trick space, sharing the pain, same fate, parting gift, seal, characteristic exchange characteristic, perception. The elves with this characteristic can sense the props carried by the other elves. Note, Darkling, a claw Pokémon, uses the antenna on its head to receive the waves of the spirit world. It is said that it can take humans to the spirit world. Darkling is a Pokémon with extremely high double defense and very slow speed. It mainly relies on physical attack skills to attack, and its functionality is very powerful. Through the detection system, Zhang Cheng can see all of Darkling's skills, among which there are many strange transformation skills. Darkling, Trick Space. Zhang Chi used the effect of Trick Space to give full play to the characteristics of Darkling and turned the disadvantage of slow speed into an advantage. Darkling followed the instructions of the trainer and used psychic energy to create a strange Trick Space. Pidgeot used the Storm attack. Zhang Cheng used the time when Darkling created the Trick Space to command Pidgeot to launch the offensive first. Pidgeot flapped his wings, absorbed a large amount of flying energy and condensed into a strong storm. With the injection of a large amount of energy, the destructive power of the storm reached its peak. Beep. Beep. When the storm energy condensed to the strongest, Pidgeot launched a full-strength attack to push the storm towards Darkling. A large amount of flying energy hit the body of the Night Devil. The Night Devil was hit by a large number of wind blades, but it did not suffer much damage. The Night Devil's double defense is very high, and it is difficult for Pidgeot to use special attack storm skills to deal high damage. After withstanding Pidgeot's storm attack, the Night Devil's Trick Space condensed and formed, and the Night Devil's speed became very fast. Night Devil used the Will-o'-the-Wisp. The ghost skills of the Night Devil could not be used, and Zhang Chi directly began to use the transformation skills to reduce Pidgeot's attack power. The Night Devil accumulated a large amount of fire attribute energy to form a strange flame. After the Will-o'-the-Wisp appeared, it flew towards Pidgeot in mid-air at a very fast speed. Under the influence of the Trick Space, Pidgeot's originally flexible body was greatly restricted, and he had no time to dodge the incoming Will-o'-the-Wisp. The Will-o'-the-Wisp landed on Pidgeot's back. This special flame did not cause damage to Pidgeot immediately, but continued to burn Pidgeot's skin, causing Pidgeot to fall into burn state. Most of Pidgeot's attack methods rely on physical attacks, and the burn status has a great impact. However, the attack power of the Night Demon is not strong, and it is impossible to defeat Pidgeot in a short time. This will be a protracted battle. Pidgeot, use Parrot Mimicry. Zhang Cheng used his own method to fight back, commanding Pidgeot to use Parrot Mimicry, which can imitate the opponent's skills. Beep Beep. Pidgeot made a series of rapid calls, and a strange power surged, forming a Will-o'-the-Wisp in front of Pidgeot and shooting at the Night Demon. The Night Demon tried to dodge, but unfortunately it was still a step too slow and fell into the burn status like Pidgeot. When Zhang Chi saw that the Night Demon was also in the burn status, his face became a little gloomy. The Night Demon was already subject to many restrictions when facing Pidgeot, and could only use non-self-type skills to attack, and the power of the attack would be greatly reduced. Now that it has been beaten into the burn status, the physical attack has been reduced, and it is even more difficult to defeat Pidgeot. Night Slayer, Use Future Sight. After being affected by the burns, Night Slayer's physical attack was lower than its special attack, so Zhang Cheng had to change his tactics and let Night Slayer use special attack skills to attack. Night Slayer absorbed psychic energy and burst out a dazzling light, which enveloped Pidgeot, but did not cause damage immediately. Future Sight skills have a certain delay in causing damage. Pidgeot, use Air Slash. Zhang Cheng ordered Pidgeot to use special attack skills to attack. Pidgeot's special attack was only slightly lower than physical attack, so the impact of changing to special attack skills was not too great. Beep Beep Pidgeot skillfully used flying energy to launch Air Slash, and the invisible blade approached Night Slayer. The sharp Air Slash hit Night Slayer's body. After being continuously attacked by Pidgeot, even Night Slayer's defense was seriously damaged. Night Slayer, Black Eyes. After being unable to compete with Pidgeot in terms of attack power, Zhang Cheng began to change his tactics. A gleam of light shot out from the eyes of the night demon, locking Pidgeot. Pidgeot could not be retracted now. Pidgeot, use Feather Roost. Now Pidgeot has the advantage in health points. Zhang Cheng ordered Pidgeot to use recovery skills to gain an absolute advantage in health points. The black eyes of the night demon have locked Pidgeot. Now Zhang Cheng has no possibility to replace the elf, so he can only concentrate on fighting to gain more advantages. Beep Beep Pidgeot vibrated his wings, absorbing the gentle flying energy into his body, and the injuries originally caused by the night demon were restored. Chapter 357, Sniper Shooting Tree Owl. While Pidgeot was using Feather Roost to recover from his injuries, Darkling's Future Sight skill took effect, knocking back the injuries that Pidgeot had recovered. Pidgeot, use another storm attack. Pidgeot's health was still normal, and Zhang Cheng still planned to use Pidgeot's advantage in attack to give Darkling more health. A powerful storm swept in and hit Darkling accurately. After being hit by Pidgeot's storm, Darkling's health had been knocked down by more than half, and it was in a not very healthy state. Darkling, use the same fate. After resisting Pidgeot's attack, Zhang Kai's purpose was finally revealed. He planned to let Darkling and Pidgeot die together and get rid of Pidgeot, a spirit with ordinary attributes. Darkling used the magical force to pull Pidgeot up, and the health of the two was bound together. If one of them lost the ability to fight, the health of the other would also be emptied. And the Night Slayer had just used the black eyes, so Pidgeot couldn't take it back now, so he could only fight the Night Slayer to the end. Since you want a 1-for-1, then I'll satisfy you. Zhang Cheng knew that Pidgeot had no way to escape, so he simply launched an offensive to defeat the Night Slayer. Pidgeot, use Brave Bird attack. Although Pidgeot's physical attack was halved, the power of Brave Bird attack was very strong. Coupled with the power of the system and the blessing of props, it can also cause high damage, and at the same time it will also suffer a lot of counter-injury. Beep Beep. All the flying energy around gathered, and the rich energy formed and attached to Pidgeot's body. Pidgeot flapped his wings violently, and the Brave Bird attack skill was activated, and the huge body attacked the Night Slayer. At this time, the trick space had ended, and Pidgeot had a great advantage in speed, and the Night Slayer had no time to dodge. HMPH. You don't need to do it. Seeing Pidgeot launching Brave Bird attack, Zhang snorted coldly and directly let the Night Slayer launch a suicide skill. Night Summoner, Parting Gift. The Parting Gift will make the Pokémon used lose its combat ability directly, and then bring a strong negative effect to the opponent's Pokémon. However, this negative effect is no longer important now, because they share the same fate. After using the Parting Gift, Night Summoner loses its combat ability, and Pidgeot is also affected and falls to the ground. I have tried my best. Come back, Pidgeot. After Pidgeot was defeated, the effect of the Black Gaze was lifted, and Zhang Cheng took the Pokéball to take back Pidgeot. Come back, Night Summoner. Zhang Cheng also took back the fallen Night Summoner at the same time. Both sides have lost a Pokémon now, and the situation is currently relatively stable. It depends on the subsequent second round of confrontation. Sniper Tree Owl, come on, it's decided to be you, Tajikus. Both sides sent out the second combat Pokémon at the same time. Zhang Cheng chose Tajikus, a flying and fairy type, while Zhang Kai's combat Pokémon was a grass and ghost Sniper Tree Owl. Zhang Cheng has figured out Zhang Kai's thoughts, and he won this round of game. Because Zhang Cheng knew that the opponent must have done some research on him, and knew that most of his main elves were water attributed, and a non-water attributed main elf had just been defeated, so it was very likely that the second elf would be a water attributed elf. So Zhang Qi wanted to take advantage of this and sent out grass attributed elves to restrain Zhang Cheng's water attributed elves. When a flying attributed elf had just been defeated, he didn't believe that Zhang Cheng would continue to send out flying attributed elves. But the result was exactly the opposite of what he thought. Zhang Cheng played a reverse psychological game and predicted the opponent's prediction. According to the old rules, Zhang Cheng activated a detection system as soon as the sniper trial appeared to investigate its specific situation. Name: Sniper Trial. Level 69. Gender: female. Qualification: attribute: grass. Ghost carrying props: Curse Talisman. After the elf carries this prop, the power of the ghost skills used will be improved. Basic skills: Impact, Leaves, Call, Peck, Scare, Leaf Knife, Strange Wind, See-Through, Pecking, Photosynthesis, Random Attack, Raid, Leaf Blade, Feather Dance, Brave Bird Attack, Trick, Shadow Seam, Shadow Sneak Attack, Lurking Spirit. Raid learning skills: Sunbeam, Shadow Clone, Hold, Sword Dance, Shadow Ball, Feather Roost, Shadow Claw, Energy Ball. Inherited skills: Strange Light, Curse, Baton Relay, Clear Fog. Characteristics: Long Distance. Elves with this characteristic can use any skill without touching each other. Note: Owl, the feather Pokémon, evolved from Feather Thrower, shoots arrows stored in its wings with a string, and has the accuracy to penetrate even a small stone 100 meters in front. Jankai uses Ghost-type skills as its main attack method, and Grass-type skills play a supporting role. What Zhang Cheng values most is the long-range characteristic of Owl. With this characteristic, skills that originally need to be released at close range can be directly launched at a long distance, which will have a great advantage in battle. Owl, Shadow Seam. The restraint on the attributes did not affect Zhang Chi. After seeing the elf sent by the opponent, there was no fluctuation, and he quickly commanded Owl to use Ghost-type skills to attack. Because of the long-range characteristic, Owl does not need to release skills at close range at all. After receiving the order from the trainer, it keeps a long distance from Tajikis and begins to condense Ghost-type energy. While the strange Ghost-type energy attacks Tajikis, it also locks Tajikis' shadow, causing Tajikis to stand still and unable to get close to Owl. Pockets, use air slash. Zhang Cheng was not panicked in the face of this situation. Since the shadow was stepped on by the Shadow Seam skill, he asked Pockets to use the air slash that can attack from a long distance. Check ye. After Pockets failed to break free, he quickly followed Zhang Cheng's instructions to condense the flying energy into a sharp air blade and attacked the sniper trial in the distance. A large amount of ghost energy rushed out from the Black Shadow, attacking Pockets, and being attacked by the Black Shadow. At the same time, several sharp air blades also hit the body of the sniper trial. Both sides caused damage to each other at the same time. The attack power of the sniper trial was slightly stronger than that of Pockets, but unfortunately the flying skill launched by Pockets had a restraining effect on the sniper trial, and the damage caused would be doubled. In this first confrontation, Pockets had a certain advantage. Under the attribute Restrained, it was almost impossible for the sniper trial to win by a head-on collision. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelis. There you'll find the original version of this story and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 358, The battle situation is tense. Pockets, use the Divine Bird attack. After gaining the upper hand, Zhang Cheng commanded Pockets to continue using the flying skills to attack the sniper trial. Check ye. Pockets used the flying energy to surround his entire body. Wrapped in this energy, Pockets burst out with all his strength and rushed towards the sniper trial. Sniper trial, sneak attack. Facing the powerful attack of Pockets, Zhang Chi did not panic at all, because his sniper trial mastered the sneak attack skill, which can achieve both offense and defense. After receiving the order from the trainer, the sniper trial burst out with ghost energy, and the whole body turned into a ball of black mist and dissipated in the air. Pockets, who launched the Divine Bird attack and rushed over, lost his target. A large amount of flying energy hit the position where the sniper trial was standing before, but it had no effect. This is going to be difficult. Faced with such a strange move as the Lurking Spirit surprise attack, Zhang Cheng couldn't launch an attack first, and the most troublesome thing was that the attack launched by the Lurking Spirit surprise attack could ignore the barrier, and it was impossible to defend against it. Pockets, use Angel's Kiss behind you. Without knowing the exact location of the sniper trial, Zhang Cheng could only make a prediction and guess that the opponent would launch an attack from the back of Pokus. Pokus was a little flustered after losing the target. After receiving Zhang Cheng's instructions, he quickly calmed down, absorbed the fairy energy and sent an angel's kiss to the back. If the angel's kiss hits the opponent, it can cause it to fall into a state of confusion. Zhang Cheng intends to resolve the attack of the Sniper Tree Owl in this way. A pink energy flying kiss was aimed at the back, but it also missed, and the Sniper Tree Owl was not behind Pokus. Sniper Tree Owl, attack! As Zhang Kai's cold voice came, Sniper Tree Owl appeared in front of Pokus at a distance, and the rich ghost energy in his hand flew quickly and hit Pokus's wings. With his wings attacked, Pokus lost his balance and fell to the ground quickly, suffering serious injuries. Zhang Chi made full use of the characteristics of Sniper Tree Owl. The sneak attack originally required close-range attack, which would give Pokus a chance to counterattack. However, Sniper Tree Owl has the long-range characteristic and can launch an attack from a distance, which makes Pokus very passive. Pokus, use Feather. After being tricked by the opponent, Zhang Cheng changed his tactics and waited for the opponent to attack first. If Sniper Tree Owl did not take the initiative to attack, Zhang Cheng would not let Pokus launch an offensive, because there was a high probability that it would be resolved by the sneak attack. Pokus flapped its wings slightly, and gentle flying energy gathered to heal the injuries it had just received. Sniper Tree Owl, use Shadow Claw. Zhang Chi originally wanted to wait for Zhang Cheng to launch an offensive before counterattacking, but he didn't expect Zhang Cheng to change his tactics and directly let Pokus use healing skills. This operation also caught Zhang Chi off guard. After reacting, he quickly commanded Sniper Tree Owl to use skills to interfere with Pokus. Shadow Claw was originally a close-range attack skill, which required the elves to attach ghost energy to their hands to form sharp claws, and then grab the opponent's elves. But when Sniper Tree Owl used this skill, it directly became a long-range skill. Sniper Tree Owl condensed an energy claw, and then directly released this energy. The sharp claws were covered with the ghost energy and grabbed Pokus. Pokus, air slash. Zhang Cheng's tactics changed quickly. By the time the Shadow Claw of the Sniper Tree Owl was launched, Pokus had already recovered a lot of health through the feathers. Long-range attacks have advantages and disadvantages. Now the disadvantages of the Shadow Claw of the Sniper Tree Owl have been revealed. Because it is a long-range attack, it takes a certain amount of time for the energy to fly over, which gives Pokus a chance to counterattack in this short period of time. Pokus quickly condensed a group of flying energy air blades and collided with the attacking Shadow Claws. The strength of the two energies is not much different, and neither side can do anything to the other. After the energy is consumed, the air blades and Shadow Claws disappear. Sniper Tree Owl, use photosynthesis. In the previous fight, the injuries caused by the Sniper Tree Owl to Pokus were all recovered by the opponent's feathers, but the Sniper Tree Owl was still seriously injured after being hit by the flying energy. If treatment is not carried out, the difference in health between the two sides will become larger and larger, and the chances of winning for the Sniper Tree Owl will be very small. After thinking of this, Zhang Chi decisively asked the Sniper Tree Owl to use recovery skills to heal his own injuries as much as possible. A large amount of green light emanated from the Sniper Tree Owl's body. These lights were very gentle and were healing the wounds cut by the flying energy before. Pokus, Divine Bird Attack. Zhang Cheng seized this opportunity with quick eyes and hands, and took the opportunity to let Pokus use high-powered flying skills to attack. Pokus and Zhang Cheng had a high degree of tacit understanding, and had already begun to absorb flying energy crazily before Zhang Cheng gave the order. A large amount of flying elements gathered, and Pokus burst out with all his strength to launch the Divine Bird Attack. A Divine Bird Phantom appeared and followed Pokus to attack the Sniper Tree Owl. The Sniper Tree Owl had just finished using photosynthesis at this time, and it was too late to use the subconscious surprise attack, so he could only take the attack from Pokus. The shadow of the bird hit the chest of the Sniper Tree Owl, and the powerful impact shook it away, and a large amount of flying energy swept through its body. The Super Luck feature, the focused mirror, and the attack of the bird all increased the chance of hitting the vital parts. This attack of the bird hit the vital parts of the Sniper Tree Owl directly, causing double damage. The flying skills have already restrained the Sniper Tree Owl, and now it has to hit the vital parts. With the power multiplied, it easily hit the Sniper Tree Owl hard. At this time, the health of the Sniper Tree Owl has dropped by more than half. If it is hit by the skills of Pokus next, it will most likely lose its combat ability directly. The tolerance rate given to the Sniper Tree Owl is now very small, and the slightest mistake will lead to direct defeat. Sniper Tree Owl. Use the curse. Zhang Kai's face did not fluctuate at all. After the Sniper Tree Owl was severely injured, he knew that it was impossible to defeat Togus with the Sniper Tree Owl, so he decisively chose to let the Sniper Tree Owl launch the curse to create more value for the team. After receiving Zhang Kai's order, Sniper Tree Owl activated the evil ghost energy to form the power of curse without any hesitation. Chapter 359 Crystal Lamp Spirit. The power of the curse drained the health of the Sniper Tree Owl, and then injected this strange energy into Togeki's body. Togeki's was cursed, and as long as he was in combat, his health would continue to decrease significantly. The skill effect of the curse is to deduct half of the user's health, and the health of the Sniper Tree Owl was already very low when he activated this skill, and he lost his combat ability directly after using the curse skill. Come back, Sniper Tree Owl. Zhang Chi took back the Sniper Tree Owl without any ripples, and then sent out a new elf to fight. Crystal Lamp Spirit, it's your turn to perform. The third elf sent by Zhang Chi is still a ghost elf, but it is not a single ghost type, but a Crystal Lamp Spirit with ghost and fire attributes. Name, Crystal Lamp Spirit, level 68, gender, male qualification, 8 attributes, fire, ghost carrying props, charcoal, a burning fuel. The power of fire attribute skills will be improved after the elf carries it. Basic skills, spark, scare, small, turbid mist, flame vortex, strange light, night demon shadow, will, flame splash, seal, misfortunes never come alone, parting gift, purgatory, curse, shadow ball, overheat, share the pain learning skills, jet flame, big word explosion, hold, mysterious guardian, provoke, tooth for tooth inherited skills, dissolving liquid, hot wind, power equalization, clear smoke, hold on characteristics, flame body. Elves with this characteristic sometimes cause the elves that touch them to fall into burn state. Notes, Crystal Lamp Spirit, Invitation Pokémon, the evolution of Lamp Ghost. It will shake the flames in its hands to put the opponent into hypnotic state. Crystal Lamp Spirit's racial values are very good, and the most outstanding one is the special attack with a racial value of up to 145. This value is still rare in spirits other than quasi-gods. Zhang Kai's Crystal Lamp Spirit will be a strong enemy. Crystal Lamp Spirit, use provocation. Zhang Chi launched an offensive and commanded Crystal Lamp Spirit to use the provocation skill. The elves hit by the provocation can only use attack skills in the next period of time, and cannot use transformation skills. Crystal Lamp Spirit secreted strange energy from the candlelight above its head, and this energy quickly covered the battlefield. Even Togeki's in the air could not escape the encirclement of energy. After being wrapped by this strange energy, Togeki's mind began to be a little confused, and he had a strong desire to attack Crystal Lamp Spirit. None of the trainers in this national competition are easy to deal with, Zhang Cheng complained helplessly. Zhang Chi used this provocation skill very well. Now Togeki's health value will continue to decrease due to the influence of the curse. In this case, using the provocation skill to make Togeki's only able to attack, unable to use the defend and feather roost skills, then with the high special attack of the Crystal Lamp Spirit, you can gain a great advantage in a head-on collision and defeat Togeki's at a very small cost. Zhang Cheng is very clear about the opponent's routine, but Togeki's has now entered the provocation state, and he doesn't have much to do. He can only let Togeki's cause more damage to the Crystal Lamp Spirit as much as possible. Togeki's, use the Divine Bird attack. Zhang Cheng continued to use Togeki's characteristics and item advantages to let Togeki's use the Divine Bird attack that can easily hit the vital points. Chekia Togeki's flapped its two feather-colored wings, using the powerful flying energy in its body to form a Divine Bird Phantom, and then its entire body attacked the Crystal Lamp Spirit along with the Phantom. Crystal Lamp Spirit, use Purgatory. From the fact that the Crystal Lamp Spirit carries the charcoal item, it can be seen that Zhang Kai's Crystal Lamp Spirit uses fire as its main attack method, and ghost-type skills are used as auxiliary. Purgatory is a high special attack skill of fire attribute, which is suitable for the Crystal Lamp Spirit to use. It can burst out powerful attack power when paired with charcoal. At the same time, the Purgatory skill also comes with a burn effect, which is perfect for dealing with Togeki's who is using the Divine Bird attack. Togeki's physical attack is not very high, but it is used only to match the characteristics and items. If Tajikus falls into burn state and the physical attack is halved, the effect of the divine bird attack will be greatly reduced, and it will be difficult to achieve the effect even if it hits the vital point. According to the instructions of the trainer, the crystal lamp spirit gathered the rich fire element energy on the flames above its body. After the amplification of the fire element energy, a large amount of flames appeared above the head of the crystal lamp spirit. The flames continued to spread, covering the entire competition venue, and the high-temperature flames formed purgatory. As Pacus rushed forward, his body was constantly burned. He was seriously injured and fell into a state of burns. However, Pacus' willpower was very firm. He endured a terrible burning of purgatory and came to the front of the crystal lamp spirit. A large amount of flying energy burst out and hit the vital parts of the crystal lamp spirit. The crystal lamp spirit thought that Pacus could not break through purgatory, so he did not defend too much. Pacus's fierce attack directly blasted the crystal lamp spirit away. After being hit by the fierce attack of the divine bird, the body of the crystal lamp spirit fell to the ground, and a large number of wounds appeared all over his body. After severely injuring the crystal lamp spirit, Pacus was exhausted and unable to maintain balance. He fell directly from the air. Suffering from the burning of purgatory and the pain brought by the curse, Pacus could no longer hold on. Pacus used the last strength to perform the air slash. Pacus is in a very bad state now. Even if the crystal lamp spirit stops attacking, Pacus will be defeated by the curse and the burning effect. Zhang Cheng ordered Pacus to launch another offensive at the last moment. Even if he couldn't defeat the crystal lamp fire spirit, he had to injure it as much as possible. After receiving Zhang Cheng's order, Pacus stimulated his potential and used the flying energy to form a sharp air blade to cut towards the location of the crystal lamp fire spirit. Crystal lamp fire spirit, hold on, Zhang Kai's cold voice came out. The severely injured crystal lamp fire spirit stood up and formed a transparent barrier in front of him. The air slash hit the transparent barrier. The barrier of the crystal lamp fire spirit was condensed very hastily, and was eventually penetrated by the flying energy. The air blade weakened by the barrier hit the body of the crystal lamp fire spirit. Fortunately, it did not hit the vital point. The crystal lamp fire spirit still had a certain combat ability. Chapter 360 Chubby. After Pacus used the air slash skill, curse and burn were triggered at the same time, clearing the remaining health points. Well done, come back Pacus. Zhang Cheng took back the Pacus who lost the ability to fight. It's decided to be you, Thorn Dragon, to deal with crystal lamp spirit, whose main attack method is fire attribute. Zhang Cheng chose to send out the Thorn Dragon, whose dual attributes of water and dragon can resist fire attribute 4 times. Crystal lamp spirit, share the pain. As soon as Thorn Dragon appeared on the battlefield, Zhang Qi immediately commanded Crystal Lamp Spirit to use the strange skill that can share the health points. Now Crystal Lamp Spirit was seriously injured, while Thorn Dragon, who had just entered the battle, was still in peak condition. If Crystal Lamp Spirit's pain sharing could hit, the previous disadvantage would be completely saved. Crystal Lamp Spirit followed the trainer's instructions and shot a stream of energy in its body towards Thorn Dragon. Zhang Cheng also knew this very well, so he naturally could not give the opponent such an opportunity, and quickly commanded Thorn Dragon to defend. Spirit Dragon King, use the defense. Hachi Hachi. The Thorn Dragon King sensed the danger and quickly used the energy around him to form a defense barrier. After the barrier was formed, it resisted the attack from the Crystal Lamp Fire Spirit. This strange energy was not destructive, and there was no way to break through the defense of the barrier. It's our turn to fight back. Thorn Dragon King, use the water cannon. Water attribute skills have a good effect on the Crystal Lamp Fire Spirit, and Zhang Cheng naturally used the attribute restraint to the extreme. Hachi. Hachi. The Thorn Dragon King absorbed the water attribute energy and turned into a sturdy water dragon. After the water dragon was formed, it opened its bloody mouth and bit the Crystal Lamp Fire Spirit. Crystal Lamp Fire Spirit, a parting gift. Zhang Kai's fighting style is very fierce. After the pain-sharing skill failed to be activated, the Crystal Lamp Fire Spirit, which was in a seriously injured state, could hardly resist this attack, so he simply let it play to its maximum value. After receiving the trainer's order, 2 streams of energy flew out of Crystal Lamp's body. Under the influence of this power, the physical attack and special attack of the Thorn Dragon King were greatly reduced. The parting gift skill was successfully activated, and the last remaining health of Crystal Lamp was also emptied. Crystal Lamp obviously often uses this trick, and it is so skilled that it makes people feel distressed. Well done, come back Crystal Lamp. Zhang Cheng praised Crystal Lamp and took out the Pokeball to take it back. Go, Chubby. Zhang Kai's fourth Pokemon to fight is Chubby, which is a water and ghost type. Through these consecutive ghost-type Pokemon, Zhang Cheng also recognized Zhang Kai's strength. Although all the opponent's Pokemon are ghost attributes, it is not a brainless combination. Most of the Pokemon cultivated have dual attributes. Seeing the pink Chubby appearing in front of him, Zhang Cheng quickly checked its data through the detection system. Name, Chubby, level 68, gender, female, qualification, B+ attributes, water, ghost carried items, mysterious water drop, a drop-shaped gem. The power of the water attribute skills used by the elf will be amplified after carrying this item. Basic skills, bubbles, playing in water, absorbing, night shadow, bubble rays, self-regeneration, water waves, strange wind, salt water, praying for rain, misfortunes never come alone, water cannon, water spraying, tightening learning skills, surfing, freeze beam, hold on, sludge bomb, shadow ball, poison, will-o-will, hot water inherited skills, self-regeneration, melting, strange light characteristics, water storage. Elves with this characteristic will not be harmed when attacked by water attribute skills, but will restore their own health instead. Notes, Chubby, a floating Pokemon, is a light and floating evolved form. A cruise ship that accidentally strays into Chubby's residence will sink, and the lives of the crew will be sucked away. After looking at the various attributes of Chubby Doodoo, Zhang Cheng was basically sure that this was the elf that Zhang Chi had chosen specifically to target him. Chubby Doodoo's qualifications were not particularly high, and it was a little worse than Zhang Kai's other elves, but it had the water storage characteristic and was not afraid of attacks from any water attribute skills. The idea of targeting is good, but my water type elves are all dual attribute, and I can't get too much advantage just by relying on the water storage characteristic. Sting Dragon King, use the Black Fog. Zhang Cheng did not launch an attack immediately, because the farewell gift launched by the Crystal Lamp Fire Spirit had great side effects, and Zhang Cheng needed to remove these negative effects first. His Thorn Dragon King had mastered the Black Fog skill in order to prevent the farewell gift. He had already known this routine in the previous battle, so he was prepared in advance. Haha. This move is mostly used to deal with those Pokémons who take over the baton tactics, but it can also be used on oneself. When the opponent's transformation skills reduce the attack or defense, the Black Mist skill can be used to quickly resolve it. After being shrouded in Black Fog, Jigglypuff was not affected at all, and the attack power of the Thorn Dragon King that was reduced by the parting gift was restored. Jigglypuff, use Constriction. Zhang Chi took advantage of the time when Thorn Dragon King was emitting Black Fog to organize the Pokemon to attack. After Jigglypuff received the trainer's order, the soft body burst out with powerful power and tightly wrapped Thorn Dragon King together. Constriction skills will cause damage according to the opponent's Pokemon's health. The more health the Pokemon has, the higher the damage caused by constriction skills. At this time, Thorn Dragon King, who was still full of health, was trapped by Jigglypuff's constriction skill, and several strangle marks appeared on his body. Thorn Dragon King used the Dragon Claw skill to force Jigglypuff back. Being restricted by Jigglypuff like this will lose more health. Zhang Cheng will not allow this to happen, and quickly command Thorn Dragon King to take countermeasures. Ha! Ha! The Thorn Dragon King stretched out his hands and gathered the dragon attribute energy on them, forming sharp dragon claws. After the energy dragon claws were formed, they grabbed Chubby Doodoo's skin fiercely. Chubby Doodoo felt great pain from the attack of the dragon claws, and quickly retracted the limbs of the Thorn Dragon King that were tied up. Thorn Dragon King, use reverse scale. After breaking through the restrictions, Zhang Cheng planned to make a quick decision and directly let the Thorn Dragon King use the Dragon-type ultimate move, Reverse Scale. The Thorn Dragon King heard the order issued by Zhang Cheng and injected the manic-enriched dragon attribute energy into his body. Under the infusion of this energy, the Thorn Dragon King's eyes turned red, which was a manifestation of not being able to fully control his own power. Chapter 361, Reverse Scale. A large amount of dark yellow energy waves were emitted from the Thorn Dragon King, attacking Chubby with great power. Chubby, use water spray to disperse these energy waves. Zhang Chi commanded Chubby to launch a water spray attack. Water attribute skills are not very effective against Thorn Dragon King. Zhang Cheng asked Chubby to launch the water spray skill just to dissolve the opponent's Thorn Dragon King's attack. The power of the water spray skill will change according to the life value of the elf using it. The healthier the life value of the elf, the stronger the power of the skill. When the elf is full of health, the power of the water spray skill can be comparable to that of a water cannon. Chubby was just injured by the dragon claw, but his life value is still healthy, so the power of the water spray skill is still considerable. Chubby accumulated a large amount of water element energy to form a thick and long water column. After the energy water column appeared, it rushed towards the attacking reverse scaled energy. The water element energy and the dragon attribute energy collided continuously, causing a violent explosion. Fortunately, the explosion occurred in mid-air and could affect the two elves. The attacks from both sides cancel each other out, and the energy of the water spray and the scale reverse skills were exhausted at the same time. Chubby condensed the barrier and used it to defend. After using the water spray skill, Chubby's physical strength was too much, and he was no longer able to use the water spray skill continuously. Knowing this, Zhang Cheng quickly asked Chubby to use the defensive skill and condense a solid barrier to resist. Chubby followed the instructions of the trainer and absorbed all the energy around him to form a solid barrier. With enough time, Chubby's barrier condensed a strong defense. While Chubby was creating the barrier, a large amount of manic dragon attribute energy surged out of the body of the Thorn Dragon King and bombarded Chubby again. The second attack of the scale reverse skill was launched, and the powerful dragon attribute energy bombarded the barrier condensed by Chubby. The solid barrier still stood after withstanding a large number of attacks, but there were only a few cracks. The second scale reverse attack of the Thorn Dragon King was once again resolved by Chubby. Zhang Cheng was very experienced in combat and could handle this situation with ease. However, it was difficult to resist the third attack of the reverse scale. Chubby couldn't use the defense skill again immediately, and he didn't have enough energy to release the water spray skill. A large amount of energy poured out again, aiming at Chubby floating in the air. Chubby used the dissolve skill. Zhang Cheng's final choice was to let Chubby use the dissolve skill that could greatly increase physical defense and directly resist the attack of the Thorn Dragon King. Chubby's body surface cells were liquefied in large quantities, and after this liquefaction occurred, the defense was greatly improved. The reverse scale energy attacked again, and this time without any obstruction, all the dragon energy hit Chubby's body. The defense increased by the dissolve skill reduced some of Chubby's injuries, but the power of the reverse scale skill was very terrifying, and it still caused a lot of damage to Chubby. After being hit by the dragon claw and the reverse scale skill, Chubby's health value has been knocked down by half, and he is in a not very healthy state. Chubby used self-regeneration to recover from the injury. Zhang Cheng breathed a sigh of relief after the third scale reverse attack ended, and planned to take advantage of the opportunity when the Thorn Dragon King was in chaos to let Chubby recover his health through self-regeneration. As long as he could successfully use self-regeneration twice, the Thorn Dragon King's series of attacks just now would be meaningless. After Chubby received Zhang Cheng's order, he turned the general energy into gentle rays of light and absorbed it into his body, healing the injuries he had just received. Do you think Thorn Dragon King's scale reverse skill is over? Seeing Zhang Cheng directly commanding Chubby to use recovery skills, Zhang Cheng said coldly, Thorn Dragon King, launch the strongest scale reverse attack. The energy formed by the scale reverse skill will generally launch 3 powerful attacks, but if the Pokémon is strong enough and has a high proficiency in the skill, it can launch 4 attacks. Zhang Cheng's understanding of scale reverse is obviously not enough, firstly because he himself does not have a dragon Pokémon, and secondly, the dragon Pokémon in the hands of the trainers he met in the previous battle did not successfully launch 4 scale reverse attacks. This gave Zhang Cheng an illusion that the reverse scale skill could only launch 3 attacks, so after the third attack of the Thorn Dragon King, he directly let Chubby do to regenerate himself. The Thorn Dragon King's eyes were red, and the manic dragon energy overflowed crazily, forming an offensive that was even more powerful than the previous 3 times. The dark yellow energy wave rushed towards Chubby Doodoo at a very fast speed. Seeing the Thorn Dragon King's reverse scale attack, which was even more powerful than before, Zhang Cheng's expression fluctuated for the first time. He didn't expect that the Thorn Dragon King could still release such a powerful offensive. Chubby Doodoo was healing his injuries through self-regeneration at this time, and there was no time to defend. Seeing this, Zhang Chi simply gave up defense and let Chubby-Doodle recover as much health as possible before the dragon energy attacked. The dark yellow energy swept over and hit Chubby-Doodle's body, and the petite body was directly knocked away. Hit by this powerful reverse scale skill, Chubby-Doodle's health was only less than a quarter of the last. This is even after self-regeneration restored a lot of health. Without the help of self-regeneration, Chubby would most likely lose his combat ability after being hit by the attack of the Thorn Dragon King. Chubby, use poison. Faced with this situation, Zhang Chi still wanted to try to use poison to gain an advantage. Poison combined with misfortunes never come singly can cause high damage. Chubby used the poison attribute energy around him to form a strong venom, which spit out and aimed directly at the Thorn Dragon King, who was in a state of confusion after using the reverse scale skill not far away. Thunder Dragon King, cheer up and use guard. Zhang Cheng also tried to wake up the Thorn Dragon King as much as possible, trying to make it use guard to resist the poison. Haha, the reverse scale skill launched by the Thorn Dragon King this time was too powerful, and the side effects it produced also became more serious. It was in a state of confusion and could not attack according to the trainer's instructions. Instead, it began to attack itself. The poisonous venom attacked and easily hit the Thorn Dragon King. The venom quickly invaded the body and continuously eroded the Thorn Dragon King's health. Chubby used Misfortune again. Misfortune can deal double damage to Pokémon in abnormal states. Now is the best time to launch an attack. After receiving the order, Chubby skillfully controlled the ghost energy to transform into a large number of energy blocks. The condensed dark energy blocks continuously hit the Thorn Dragon King. The Thorn Dragon King was attacked by Misfortune with the power of the main system, and his health value dropped rapidly. Soon, he was beaten to only 1/3 of his health value. Chapter 362 Mimikyu. Pursue the victory. Chubby continues to attack with Misfortunes never come alone. After the attack achieved its effect, Zhang Chi commanded Chubby to continue to attack the Thorn Dragon King with the double damage of Misfortunes never come alone. Chubby once again condensed a large number of dark energy blocks, which attached ghost energy and quickly shot at the Thorn Dragon King. Hurry up, Thorn Dragon King, use Dragon Wave to counterattack. Ha. Ha. With the continuous encouragement of the trainer, Thorn Dragon King's mind gradually became clear, and a large number of ripples formed by the dragon energy in his body floated towards Chubby. The offensive formed by Dragon Wave and Misfortunes never come alone cleverly staggered in midair and hit each other on the bodies of the other Pokémon. Thorn Dragon King was hit by Misfortunes never come alone again, and the poison continued to attack. Thorn Dragon King's health value dropped rapidly and was soon emptied. Chubby on the other side was hit in the abdomen by the Dragon Wave that Thorn Dragon King sent out with all his strength, and his health value also dropped rapidly. At the same time when the dragon energy was consumed, Chubby was defeated. Chubby's defense is pretty good. After using the Dissolve skill to increase his physical defense, Zhang Cheng also took this into consideration, so this time he let Thorn use the special attack skill Dragon Wave to attack. The two Pokémon fell to the ground at the same time, and the Pokémons of both sides were exchanged. This was completely acceptable to Zhang Cheng, because he still had 3 Pokémon that could fight, while Zhang Chi only had 2 left. Zhang Cheng could probably guess that Zhang Kai's last Pokémon should be Jengar, which could be Mega, but it was hard to judge what the next Pokémon would be. However, he had the trial and error advantage of having one more Pokémon, so he didn't have to think too much and could just send out Pokémon to fight normally. Electric Dragon, it's decided to be you, Mimikyu, prepare to fight. Both sides sent out new Pokémon to fight at the same time. Zhang Cheng chose to let Electric Dragon play, because Zhang Kai's Pokémon were all Ghost-type, so he didn't have to worry about the opponent's Ground-type Pokémon. As long as there were no Ground-type Pokémon, Electric Dragon could use its high special attack to deal high damage and expand the team's advantage. Zhang Chi chose Mimikyu, a Ghost and Fairy dual attribute. Zhang Cheng had seen this kind of Pokémon before from Bai Yuling, so he had a certain understanding of it. The detection system was turned on, and Zhang Cheng quickly checked the data of Zhang Kai's Mimikyu. Name, Mimikyu, level 69, gender, male, qualification, 8 attributes, Ghost, Fairy carrying props, Curse Talisman. The power of Pokémon carrying this prop will be increased when using Ghost-related skills. Basic skills, Grab, Jump, Imitate, Scare, Mallet, Shadow Clone, Shadow Sneak Attack, Round Pupils, Mimic, Surprise Attack, Act like a spoiled child, chop, shadow claw, sharpening claws, playfulness, sharing the pain, misfortunes never come alone, learning skills, sword dance, poison, 100,000 volts, blood sucking, hold, shadow ball, magic flash, will-o-will, provoke, inherited skills, nightmare, curse, same fate, resentment characteristic. Painted skin. Pokémon with this characteristic can cover their bodies with painted skin to resist one injury. Note, Mimikyu. A painted skin Pokémon has ghost and fairy attributes. Apart from knowing that it is covered with rags that look very similar to Pikachu, it is a truly mysterious Pokémon. It is said that a scholar was frightened to death after reading it. Jankai's Mimikyu uses ghost-type skills as its main attack method, and most of its skills are physical attack skills. With the characteristics of painted skin, it will be a very difficult guy to deal with. Mimikyu, use Provoke. Zhang Cheng took advantage of Mimikyu's fast speed and commanded it to launch the Provoke skill. After being hit by the Provoke skill, the Pokémon can only use attack skills for a period of time. After receiving the order from the trainer, Mimikyu quickly shot out a stream of evil energy from its body. Electric Dragonite, use 100,000 volts directly. Zhang Cheng knew that it was difficult for Electric Dragonite to dodge the Provoke skill, so he simply launched an attack directly and dealt as much damage as possible. Me, the Thunder Dragon screamed, and dazzling electric energy burst out from its body. A large amount of current gathered together to form a high-voltage current to attack Mimikyu. A wave of evil energy hit the Thunder Dragon, and the Thunder Dragon entered a provocative state, but it was not affected at all because the Thunder Dragon did not use any non-attack skills at this time. The strong current formed by the 100,000 volt skill hit Mimikyu's body, but did not cause any damage. The painted skin feature was triggered, which neutralized the Thunder Dragon's powerful attack. Electric Dragon, use the Thunder attack. After knocking off the painted skin, Zhang Zhao continued to command the Thunder Dragon to attack. He wanted to defeat Mimikyu with a powerful offensive. Mimi. After receiving Zhang Cheng's instructions, the Thunder Dragon frantically absorbed the electric energy around it to form a thick Thunder Dragon, opened its bloody mouth and bit Mimikyu. Mimikyu, use poison. Zhang Cheng used the same trick again, letting Mimikyu put the Lightning Dragon into poisonous state first, and then attacking with a double whammy. Mimikyu used the remaining poisonous energy in its body to form a poisonous venom, and spewed it out at the position where the Lightning Dragon was. The ferocious Thunder Dragon arrived in an instant, swallowed Mimikyu into its stomach, and a large amount of electric current hit its body. Mimikyu's special defense is relatively good, so Zhang Cheng dared to let Mimikyu withstand this thunder attack. After being injured by the electric energy of Thunder Dragon, Mimikyu lost 1/3 of its health, which is still within an acceptable range. While the Thunder Dragon attacked Mimikyu, the poisonous venom also entered the body of the Thunder Dragon. The skin of the Thunder Dragon turned black, and the health value was also decreasing rapidly. Lightning Dragon, continue to attack, use the electromagnetic cannon. Zhang Cheng directly chose to attack without thinking. Anyway, he was provoked by the opponent and added poison. It would be disadvantageous to delay it for too long. It would be better to take the opportunity to launch more skills to cause higher damage. Meow Dragon Knight also understood his trainer's thoughts very well. Before the order was issued, he had already accumulated a large amount of electric energy, and after receiving Zhang Cheng's order, he compressed this electric energy together. The rich electric energy was finally transformed into an electromagnetic cannon under Dragon Knight's control. The cannonball was composed of strong electric current. The electromagnetic cannonball condensed and formed, and an electric current burst out of Dragon Knight's body again, which pushed the electromagnetic cannonball to bombard Mimikyu. Chapter 363 Super Jengar. Mimikyu, use hold. Zhang Cheng felt how terrifying the power of this electromagnetic cannon was. He didn't dare to let Mimikyu resist it. He was forced to defend by holding the skill, which could increase the duration of the poison and consume more of the life of the Dragonite. Mimikyu absorbed the surrounding energy to form a barrier, which stood in front of him to resist the attack of electric current. Countless electric currents kept hitting the transparent barrier. Under the impact of a large amount of electric current, cracks began to appear on the barrier. It was at this time that a group of electromagnetic shells compressed by a large amount of electric elements attacked and hit the barrier fiercely, causing a violent explosion. The barrier at the center of the explosion was instantly shattered, and Mimikyu was also affected by the aftermath of the explosion and suffered serious injuries. Mimikyu, Share the pain. Zhang Cheng issued an order again, asking Mimikyu to use the skill of sharing pain to share the life of the Dragonite. A magical energy appeared, connecting the two elves together, and then distributing the life equally. At this time, the health of the Dragonite was still very healthy, while Mimikyu had been severely damaged. The pain-sharing skill had a great impact on the Dragonite. A part of the Dragonite's health was extracted into Mimikyu's body, and both Pokémon were now at half health. However, the poison in the Dragonite's body was still poisonous, and the poison broke out again, reducing the Dragonite's health a lot. Zhang Cheng's command was very experienced. With a pain-sharing trick, the Mimikyu, which was originally at a disadvantage, gained a considerable advantage. This trick is very powerful, but what can it do? Zhang Cheng said coldly. Can your Mimikyu still withstand the electromagnetic cannon of the Dragonite? Dragonite, use all your strength to launch the strongest electromagnetic cannon. There was not much time left for the Dragonite. Under the influence of the poison, the Dragonite would soon be severely damaged. While the health was still good, it was the best choice to use the strongest attack to attack the half-health Mimikyu. Me, the electric dragon roared to the sky, gathering all the electric energy in its body and compressing it to the extreme, forming a powerful electromagnetic shell. This electromagnetic shell is only the size of a fist, but its power is extremely terrifying. It can compress such a strong electric energy together, and the power contained in it can be imagined. The electromagnetic shell condensed into shape, and the electric dragon used both hands to launch this electromagnetic cannon with all its abilities. Mimikyu used Misfortune Comes Alone. Zhang Cheng wanted to attack forcefully, using Misfortune Comes Alone to exchange with the electric dragon. Mimikyu's eyes flashed with strange black light, and the evil ghost energy turned into a stream of energy and attacked the electric dragon. The moment the electromagnetic shell touched Mimikyu, a large amount of electric current burst out, covering Mimikyu's whole body in it, and a strong smell of burning spread out. Mimikyu's health was quickly emptied, and he fell to the ground with the black smoke. At the same time, the evil ghost energy hit the abdomen of the Dragonite. Because of the abnormal state, the power of these energies doubled, knocking out most of the Dragonite's health. The highly toxic toxins erupted again, and the Dragonite's health dropped again, leaving less than 1/10 of it. Come back, Mimikyu. Zhang Cheng took back the Mimikyu that had lost its combat ability. You should also come back and rest. You've worked hard for Dragonite. Zhang Cheng also took back Dragonite. Dragonite was still in a highly toxic state. If he continued to fight, he would be poisoned to death. You are really strong, but my last Pokémon is not that easy to deal with. If you want to win, it depends on whether you have the ability. After Mimikyu lost its combat ability, Zhang Cheng's cold voice came, which was also the first sentence he said to Zhang Cheng. Okay, stop playing tricks. Your last Pokémon is Gengar, right? Don't say so much. Just play your card straight. I'll play Diancie. Zhang Cheng planned to end the battle early and directly arranged Diancie to fight. Diancie, it's your turn to fight. A red light shot out from the Pokéball, and the cute little Diancie appeared in the air above the battlefield. Zhang Cheng felt insulted by Zhang Cheng's careless words. He was in a desperate situation and could only give it a try, leaving his last hope to his trump card. Zheng Gui, prepare for battle. Another red light shot out, and Gengar's figure appeared not far from Diancie, and the two Pokémon confronted each other. After Gengar appeared, Zhang Cheng was very alert and quickly used the detection system to check its specific situation. Name, Gengar, level 69, gender, male qualification, attributes, ghost, poison-carrying props, cursed talisman, a terrible and strange talisman. The power of ghost skills used after carrying it will be improved. Basic skills, hypnosis, licking, black eyes, resentment, curse, night shadow, strange light, raid, tooth for tooth, shadow fist, shadow ball, nightmare, dream eater, misfortunes never come alone, same fate, evil wave learning skills, destructive light, thunder, poison, mental power, guard, sludge bomb, will, provocation, venom shock inherited skills, turbid mist, lightning fist, immobilization. Mental wave characteristics, cursed body. Sprites with this characteristic will sometimes turn the opponent's skills into an immobilization state when attacked. Note, Gengar, a shadow Pokémon, is the final evolution of Ghastly. The reason why people feel cold is because Gengar absorbs the heat around them. Gengar, Mega Evolution. While Zhang Cheng was checking Gengar's attributes, Zhang Cheng took out Jengar's evolution crystal and let Jengar Mega evolve. Powerful ghost and poison energy burst out from the crystal and quickly rushed into Jengar's body. With the support of this power, Jengar evolved into Super Jengar. Jengar became more domineering after super evolution, and it looked like it gave people a strong sense of oppression. The original characteristic of Cursed Body also became Stepping on Shadow. Pokémon with the Stepping on Shadow characteristic will step on the opponent's shadow in battle, making it impossible for the trainer to take it back. Diancie, use Instant Amnesia. Zhang Cheng is quite experienced with Jengar. In the previous game, Sujin also had a Jengar, but compared with the Super Jengar in front of him, Sujin's Jengar seemed a little fragile. Mega Jengar, with its extremely high special attack and speed, can cause high damage in a short period of time, and speed happens to be Diancie's disadvantage. It is not realistic to dodge Mega Jengar's skills, so Zhang Cheng plans to use Diancie's high double defense to formulate tactics. Chapter 364, Ultimate Defense. Diancie uses the absorbed psychic energy to activate the Instant Amnesia skill. With the addition of a large amount of energy, Diancie's special defense is greatly improved. Mega Jengar, use Shadow Ball. After completing the Mega Evolution, Zhang Cheng quickly commanded the Super Jengar to launch an offensive. The Super Jengar instantly absorbed a large amount of ghost energy, which gathered together to form 3 powerful Shadow Balls. After the 3 Shadow Balls were formed, the Super Jengar exerted force with both arms and sent the Shadow Balls to attack Diancie. Diancie, use Instant Amnesia again. Facing the attack of the Super Jengar, Zhang Cheng still chose to let Diancie use the Instant Amnesia skill and ignore the opponent's attack. Diancie skillfully used psychic energy to transform it into energy that can amplify special defense. After absorbing this energy, Diancie's special defense reached a very terrifying level. The attack launched by the Super Jengar soon came, and 3 Shadow Balls filled with ghost energy hit Diancie's solid body. The already extremely high special defense was increased twice, and the powerful Shadow Ball of Super Jengar only caused slight damage to Diancie. Diamond Storm. After the defense reached a relatively strong level, Zhang Cheng began to command Diancie to attack. Because Jengar has the poison attribute, the fairy-type skills are not very effective, so Zhang Cheng chose to let Diancie use her rock-type skills. After receiving Zhang Cheng's instructions, Diancie used rock-type energy to form a diamond energy block above her head. The Diamond Storm condensed and formed, and Diancie used all her strength to launch a large number of diamond energy blocks, aiming directly at Super Jengar. Super Jengar, get out of the way. Zhang Cheng planned to use the speed advantage of Super Jengar to forcibly avoid the Diamond Storm launched by Diancie. Super Jengar was very fast, and in a blink of an eye, it had opened up a long distance from the sweeping Diamond Storm. However, the offensive formed by the Diamond Storm covered a large area. After Super Jengar retreated to the edge of the competition venue, some diamond energy blocks still followed. In the end, Super Jengar had no way to avoid it and was also hit by a small amount of diamond energy blocks. Super Jengar's defense was very poor. After being affected by the Diamond Storm, its health value dropped a lot. Super Jengar, use Hypnosis. After falling into disadvantage in the previous confrontation, Zhang Cheng changed his tactics and let Super Jengar first use Hypnosis to put Diancie into hypnotic state, and then launch an offensive. Super Jengar has many moves to deal with Pokémon in a sleeping state. Super Jengar is very fast. After receiving the trainer's instructions, it quickly forms a series of hypnotic sound waves through psychic energy. The hypnotic sound waves are emitted from Super Jengar's mouth and reach Diancie in the blink of an eye. Super Jengar's hypnosis is too fast. Diancie has no time to dodge and falls into a sleeping state after being hit head-on. Super Jengar, use Dream Eater. After putting Diancie into a sleeping state, Zhang Cheng asked Jengar to use the Dream Eater skill specifically for sleeping Pokémon. The Dream Eater skill not only causes high damage to sleeping Pokémon, but also restores Mega Jengar's own health, killing 2 birds with 1 stone. Mega Jengar is very proficient in the Dream Eater skill, and has accumulated a large amount of psychic energy when receiving the command. The rich psychic energy forms a special light, which is absorbed into Diancie's mind and devours her dreams. Diancie, who is sleeping soundly, is attacked by this force, and her health is reduced again. However, because of her extremely high special defense, Diancie's health is still at a safe level after being attacked twice. After causing damage to Diancie, the special light flew out again and was absorbed by Mega Jengar, thus restoring a small amount of health. After the Dream Eater skill caused damage, Diancie also woke up because of the severe pain. Diancie used the rock cannon. After Diancie returned to normal, Zhang Cheng hurried to command Diancie to launch an offensive to prevent Mega Jengar from causing more trouble. Diancie easily gathered a large amount of rock energy in front of her, and after compression, these energies turned into rock shells. Under the strong squeeze, the shells were fired at a very fast speed, and the target was the Mega Jengar floating in the air. Super Jengar, avoid this attack, and then use the smoke of clearance. Zhang Chi realized the fundamental problem in dealing with Diancie. He must clear the special defense that Diancie just increased, otherwise the attack of the Mega Jengar will hardly be effective. Rock Cannon is a skill with a low attribute hit rate. With the extreme speed of the Mega Jengar, it is easy to dodge the incoming Rock Cannon. After dodging these skills, a thick black smoke burst out of the Mega Jengar's body. This smoke has no damage effect, but it can clear the attributes attached to the opponent's Pokémon. If you want to defeat Diancie by relying on speed, then I can only say that you are dreaming. Seeing that the Super Jengar dodged the attack of the Rock Cannon, Zhang Cheng commanded in a cold voice, Diancie, Trick Space. His Diancie also mastered Trick Space, but there was no need to use it in the previous battle, but now that he met the Super Jengar with an amazing speed, he had to use it to target the opponent. Diancie constructed Trick Space by controlling the formation of the psychic system around her, and the strange space soon covered the entire battlefield. The Super Jengar that was emitting the smoke of clearance was affected by the Trick Space, and the speed of creating black fog was much slower, which also gave Diancie time to respond. Diancie, use guard. Zhang Cheng naturally didn't want the Super Jengar to dissolve Diancie's amplified special defense so easily, so he directly let Diancie use the guard skill to resist the invasion of these smoke. A transparent barrier soon condensed around Diancie. Under the influence of the Trick Space, Diancie's speed now exceeded that of the Super Jengar. The Trick Space has a great impact on Super Jengar. The speed that it was originally proud of has now become its biggest drawback. After the barrier was condensed, the smoke of clearance slowly drifted over, trying to clear Diancie's defense. However, when the black smoke came into contact with the barrier, it quickly dissipated completely. The smoke lasted for a short period of time and then dissipated. Super Jengar's smoke of clearance did not have any effect. Diancie, use instant amnesia again. Zhang Cheng did not give the opponent a chance to survive. After dissolving the smoke of clearance, he asked Diancie to increase her special defense skills again, bringing her defense to the extreme. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelis. There you'll find the original version of this story and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 365 Defeat Zhang Chi. A strong energy surged around Diancie again. This energy was absorbed by Diancie, and her special defense was greatly improved. After 3 times of instant amnesia, Diancie's defense has reached its maximum and there is no way to improve it. Super Jengar, use poison. Facing Diancie's terrifying defense, Zhang Chi had no choice but to try to cause more damage to Diancie through poison. Super Jengar mixed the poison in its body together, and then used all its strength to spit it out at Diancie's position. Now it's our turn to use this trick, Zhang Cheng said jokingly. Diancie, avoid Super Jengar's attack. Under the influence of the magic space, Diancie and Super Jengar's speeds were completely reversed. Diancie nodded to Zhang Cheng, then moved quickly, and instantly opened up a long distance from Super Jengar. The venom sprayed by Super Jengar fell on the position where Diancie was before, and it was directly missed. Good job, Diancie, launch another Diamond Storm. After defusing the attack of Super Jengar, Zhang Cheng did not give the opponent any chance and quickly commanded Diancie to launch an attack. He wanted to defeat Jengar within the duration of the Trick Space. With the blessing of the Trick Space, Diancie's energy absorption speed was also greatly improved, and the rich rock energy was soon reported back. Through the influence of the diamond on Diancie's head, the absorbed energy turned into a large number of diamond energy blocks, which gathered together to form a powerful diamond storm. After the diamond storm was formed, it swept towards Super Jengar under Diancie's control. Super Jengar quickly used the hold to defend. Zhang Chi, who was originally calm, was also a little panicked in the face of this situation. Now Super Jengar was in a very bad situation. Only by trying his best to drag the duration of the Trick Space, he could find a glimmer of hope. Under Zhang Kai's command, Super Jengar began to absorb energy and prepared to create a barrier to resist Diancy's attack. The Diamond Storm's attack speed was very fast. It was about to reach the front of Super Jengar. Seeing the incoming Diamond Energy block, Super Jengar desperately accelerated the speed of creating the barrier. Finally, a second before the Diamond Storm attacked, the barrier was condensed into shape. As soon as the barrier appeared, a large amount of Diamond Energy hit it, causing a piercing sound. Although Super Jengar's barrier was successfully launched, the condensation time was too short, and the barrier form was not strong enough. The energy of the Diamond Storm burst out and easily shattered the barrier in front of it. The barrier was shattered, and a large amount of rock energy bombarded the body of Super Jengar. Under this powerful force, Super Jengar suffered a heavy blow, and its health value dropped to a relatively dangerous level. "You have no chance," Zhang Cheng calmly issued a new attack order. "Diancy, use the power gem." Diancy waved her hands and created a destructive gem in front of her. This gem looked very beautiful, but it had extremely terrible lethality. "Let's fight to the death." Super Jengar uses the destruction beam. Super Jengar was already in a very bad state at this time. Facing Diancy's continuous attacks, Zhang Chi didn't have much to do. He could only let Jengar use high special attack to use powerful destruction beam, trying to defeat Diancy through this powerful attack. Super Jengar's face was solemn. While powerful energy fluctuations continued to burst out from his body, a large amount of energy also gathered from all around. The two energies inside and outside the body merged together to form a ray full of death breath, which was shot at the flying power gem. The destruction beam collided with the power gem, and the power gem was quickly shattered. In terms of attack power, Super Jengar was much stronger than Diancy. After shattering the power gem, the destruction beam went forward and quickly came to Diancy. At this time, Diancy had no time to gather and defend the barrier, so she could only take this destruction beam. The destruction beam shone on Diancy's body, causing a violent explosion. The aftermath of the explosion shook the ground of the battlefield into pieces. Diancy, who was at the center of the explosion, was also seriously injured, with only 1/4 of her health remaining. Fortunately, she had a lot of special defense attributes to resist the desperate struggle of the Super Jengar. The side effects of the Super Jengar after firing the destructive beam triggered a short-term stiff state. To gain powerful power, you always have to pay a price. Diancy used the rock cannon to end the game. Seeing the Super Jengar in a stiff state, Zhang Cheng knew that the game should end here. Diancy accumulated a large amount of rock energy, which was compressed together to form a rock cannonball. At this time, the Super Jengar could not move, and the rock cannonball could guarantee the hit rate. After absorbing the energy to saturation, Diancy used both hands to send out the rock cannonball. The powerful cannonball hit the Super Jengar, who was not prepared at all. The Super Jengar's defense was not high. In a seriously injured state, it suffered the most powerful blow from Diancy, and its health was quickly emptied, and it fell to the ground and lost its ability to fight. After losing the ability to fight, the crystal energy in the Super Jengar was taken back, and its appearance changed and degenerated into a Jengar. Zheng Gui lost its ability to fight. The winner of this game is Zhang Cheng from Magic City University. After confirming that Jengar lost his ability to fight, the referee announced the result of this game. "You are very strong," Zhang Chi simply said 3 words to Zhang Cheng, then took back Jengar and left the competition venue. Zhang Cheng looked at Zhang Chi, who left silently without saying much. After taking back Diancy, he returned to the preparation area to rest. After Zhang Cheng's game, the second game was a duel between Yiyan and Luluan. The final result was not what Zhang Cheng expected. Yiyan defeated Luluan with a powerful 3-headed dragon and Super Lucario and successfully entered the semifinals. After watching Yiyan's game, Zhang Cheng left the competition venue and found a place to have lunch. The remaining 2 games were held in the afternoon. Zhang Cheng planned to stay and watch these 2 games. There might be opponents in the next round, so he still needed to pay attention. Time soon came to the afternoon. Zhang Cheng returned to the rest area and began to watch the third game of the top 8. This match was a contest between trainers from Kyoto University and Tsinghua University. The 2 trainers were of similar strength and the fight was very tense. Chapter 366, Peking University and Tsinghua University Campus Beauty. After a protracted battle, the trainer from Tsinghua University and Peking University finally won the game and successfully advanced to the semifinals. Zhang Cheng did not take this game too seriously, because the strength of the two was not enough to threaten him, and they were not even Luluan's opponents. The ability to advance to the semifinals was all due to the good luck of the competition system. This trainer will definitely be eliminated in the next round. Zhang Cheng hopes to meet this guy in tomorrow's semifinals, which is equivalent to being sent to the finals. Shortly after the third game, the fourth game, which was also the last game of the day, began. This game is still very popular, because one of the participating trainers is Qin Yi, the school beauty of Tsinghua University. Not only is she beautiful, but she is also very powerful and has many fanatical pursuers. The other trainer who fought against Qin Yi was a trainer from the same school as Yi Tian. The battle started soon, and the strength of the two sides was somewhat different. Qin Yi defeated the other three Pokémon with a sea lion. Seeing this, there was basically no suspense about the outcome. In the end, the trainer from Kyoto University also ended in a miserable defeat, and even failed to force out Qin Yi's quasi-god Pokémon. This made Zhang Cheng a little helpless. Brother, at least you let us know what the opponent's trump card is, so that if we meet tomorrow, we can prepare in advance. With Qin Yi's victory, the 8-4 games were all over. Among the top four, Magic City University and Kyoto University each occupied one place, and Tsinghua University and Peking University occupied 2 places. In fact, with Luluan's strength, he could have made it to the top 4, but unfortunately his luck was too bad. He met Zhang Cheng and Yi Tian in succession and was finally eliminated. After watching all the games, Zhang Cheng stood up and prepared to leave. At this time, Yi Tian came to the rest area where Zhang Cheng was. Do you think we will be assigned to the same group tomorrow? Yi Tian asked curiously. Who knows, but I don't want to be assigned to the same group with you, Zhang Cheng said with a smile. Oh? Why, are you afraid of me? Yi Tian said jokingly. What nonsense. I'll wait for you in the finals the day after tomorrow. Let's meet at the top and have a good fight. That would be fun, I think so too. I hope we won't be rivals tomorrow. After chatting with Yi Tian for a while, the two had dinner together, and then returned to their respective residences to prepare for tomorrow's game. After returning to the residence, Zhang Cheng first took out enough energy blocks to replenish the physical strength of the elves, and then washed up after settling the elves. After washing up and making all the arrangements, Zhang Cheng and the elves fell asleep together, resting up enough to welcome tomorrow's semifinals in a good state. The next morning, Zhang Cheng had washed up before the alarm sounded, went downstairs to the breakfast shop where he ate every day, finished his breakfast, and then went straight to the competition venue. It was still early when he arrived at the competition venue. Zhang Cheng found a rest area and checked his phone to see if he could get some information about other participating trainers through the omnipotent netizens. After looking through it for a while, Zhang Cheng was a little disappointed. There was no useful information at all, and it was basically some fake revelations. It seems that there is no useful information. There is no need to think so much. Zhang Cheng shook his head, turned off his phone and waited quietly for the game to start. At 9 o'clock, the referee came to the competition venue and started the draw for today's semifinals under the watchful eyes of everyone. Because there were only 4 lots, the results came out very quickly. The draw results were announced on the big screen. Zhang Cheng looked up and saw that his luck was not very good. He did not meet the trainer with relatively poor strength, but fortunately he did not meet Yi Tian. That's right, Zhang Cheng's opponent this time was Qin Yi, the school beauty of Tsinghua University. Seeing that his opponent was Qin Yi, Zhang Cheng felt that this result was acceptable, as long as he did not meet Yi Tian. Yi Tian's opponent was naturally another trainer from Tsinghua University. Today's 2 games were one in the morning and one in the afternoon. Zhang Cheng's game was scheduled in the afternoon, and Yi Tian's game in the morning. Shortly after the schedule was announced, Yi Tian came to the designated area to compete under the guidance of the referee. Zhang Cheng had no interest in Yi Tian's game. He knew it was a crushing game without looking at him. Zhang Cheng, who had no interest in the game, was a little bored. Just when Zhang Cheng was thinking about leaving the rest area, a gentle female voice suddenly came from behind him. Hello, classmate Zhang Cheng, I am Qin Yi from Tsinghua University. Zhang Cheng looked back and said jokingly, what do you want to talk to me about? You are not here to say anything harsh, are you? Hearing what Zhang Cheng said, Qin Yi covered her mouth and chuckled, of course not. I came to you because I also know Sister Bai, so that's the case, then let's add contact information, Zhang Cheng said jokingly. Okay, Kenya took out her mobile phone and put it in front of Zhang Cheng. Good luck in the afternoon game, I won't show mercy. Kenya waved her little fist at Zhang Cheng. Of course, I will do my best, Zhang Cheng said seriously. In the following time, the two continued to chat about various topics. Kenya was a natural person and it was easy for her to get along with Zhang Cheng. Yi Tian's game ended very quickly. He eliminated his opponent with only 3 elves, and his strength was extremely strong. After the game, Yi Tian wanted to go to eat with Zhang Cheng, but he saw Qin Yi and Zhang Cheng together and left tactfully. Zhang Cheng and Qin Yi got along very well. At noon, they went to eat lunch together, and then returned to the competition venue to wait for the game to start. It was the first time for Zhang Cheng to sit with his opponent and wait for the game. When the game time came, under the guidance of the staff, Zhang Cheng and Qin Yi came to the two sides of the battlefield respectively. Come on, Qin Yi winked at Zhang Cheng playfully. You two, I won't show mercy, Zhang Cheng said with a smile. Ahem. Both sides, please get ready, the game will start soon. The referee interrupted the two people who were getting sick of each other, saying that he didn't want to be a light bulb. Hearing the referee's voice, the two stopped communicating, took out the Pokeball and entered the battle state. The game begins. The referee saw that the two were ready and immediately blew the whistle in his hand. Quick swim frog, get ready for battle. West Lion Siren, it's your turn to play. Both sides sent out their starting Pokémons at the same time, and the Pokémons chosen by Zhang Cheng and Qin Yi were their own initial Pokémons. Chapter 367 Battle against Qin Yi. According to his battle habits, Zhang Cheng immediately opened the detection system to check the specific data of the sea lion. Name, sea lion, level 69, gender, female qualification, attributes, water, fairy carrying props, mysterious water drop. After the elf carries this prop, the power of the water attribute skills used will be improved. Basic skills, slap, water gun, shout, charming voice, round pupils, water jet, frozen wind, one more time, bubble ray, singing, continuous slap, loud voice, moon power, temptation, water cannon, misty field, aria of bubbles learning skills, surfing, blizzard, cold, pray for rain, shadow ball, hot water, round singing, echo, secret language inherited skills, instant amnesia, acting coquettishly, water flow ring, fragrant mist characteristics, moist voice. For the elves with this characteristic, all sound skills used will become water attributes. Note, Hyran, a soloist Pokémon, evolved from the flowery sea lion. It uses singing to control balloons made of water. This melody will be learned by companions and passed down from generation to generation. Qin Yi's Hyran is very powerful, using water attribute skills as the main means of output, and is good at special attack skills. The wet voice feature can be transformed into a water-type skill with sound-type moves, gaining the power of this system and the extra damage bonus of a mysterious water drop, which is very powerful. Hyran, use the aria of bubbles. Qin Yi's fighting style is more aggressive. She likes to take the initiative and take the lead in commanding the elves to launch an offensive. The aria of bubbles is a unique skill of Hyran. It is very powerful and can also heal burns. After receiving Qin Yi's instructions, Hyran gathered the water attribute energy in his mouth, and then uttered a melodious and powerful song. At the same time, these songs created a large number of balloons. After these balloons condensed by water element energy appeared, they carried powerful destructive power and floated towards the fast swim frog. Fast swim frog, waterfall attack. Zhang Cheng chose to let the fast swim frog collide with the sea lion directly. Yobo Yobo, the fast swim frog surrounded its body with rich water element energy, and its strong body burst out with powerful force, rushing towards the balloons floating in front of it. With the help of this powerful water element power, the fast swim frog moved forward and continued to smash the balloons. It suffered some damage, but it also successfully came to the front of the sea lion. The waterfall attack was launched, and the whole body of the fast swim frog hit the body of the sea lion hard. The attack of the fast swim frog was very powerful, but the sea lion had a resistance effect and water attribute skills, so it did not cause too much damage. Both elves are good at water attribute skills, and at the same time have a resistance effect and water attribute skills. This will be a protracted battle. Sea lion, use hot water attack. Qin Yi knew something about Zhang Cheng's fast swim frog. Knowing that the fast swim frog was good at using physical attack skills, she planned to attack with hot water. While being able to cause certain damage, there is also a chance to put the fast-swimming frog into burn state. If the fast-swimming frog falls into burn state, then the combat effectiveness will definitely be greatly reduced, which can be said to kill two birds with one stone. The West Lion Sea Wren quickly spewed out a large amount of water from its mouth, and the temperature of these water columns was extremely high. Fast-swimming frog, used to fend. Zhang Cheng also knew the opponent's thoughts very well. He did not choose to fight hard, and decisively chose to let the fast-swimming frog defend. Yobo, the fast-swimming frog's proficiency in the defending skill has reached the extreme. After receiving Zhang Cheng's order, it condensed a solid barrier in front of it in a very short time. The extremely high-temperature water column attacked, and when it came into contact with a barrier, it burst out with a sizzling sound. This was the high-temperature water attribute energy trying to dissolve the barrier. The barrier created by the fast-swimming frog was very solid, and a large amount of hot water fell on it, but it could not break through the defense of the barrier. Fast-swim frog, take this opportunity to launch a counterattack and use the explosion fist. After defusing the opponent's offensive, Zhang Cheng commanded the fast-swim frog to launch a counterattack and use the explosion fist to attack. The explosion fist not only has a strong lethality, but can also cause stable control to the elves' hit. Yobo, the fast-swim frog gathered all the strength of the body in its fists. With the increase of a large amount of fighting energy, it quickly came in front of the Western Lion Sea Wren and blasted out with the explosion fist. The Western Lion Sea Wren could not avoid it and was hit head-on by the explosion fist. While being hurt, it also fell into a state of confusion. Western Lion Sea Wren, stay awake and use the loud voice to attack the fast-swim frog. Kinyu has sufficient experience in dealing with chaos. While encouraging the elves, he lets them use sound skills. Under the stimulation of sound, the elves can keep a clear mind and not fall into confusion and attack themselves. After hearing Kinyu's voice, the Western Lion Sea Wren, whose consciousness was blurred, instinctively gathered energy in his mouth and then made a loud high-decibel sound. When the sea lion launched the loud sound, the wet sound feature was triggered. The loud sound, which was originally a general skill, became a water skill, and it was enhanced by the mysterious water droplets and the main skill, and its power increased exponentially. As expected of the strongest trainer of Tsinghua University, you are really strong. The battle had just begun, and Zhang Cheng felt a lot of pressure. Quick swim frog, use the water cannon. Sound-based skills are difficult to defend, so Zhang Cheng simply used it directly, exchanging states with the opponent and fighting to the end. Yobo, the eyes of the quick-swimming frog were fierce, and all the water element energy in the body was exploded to form a thick water cannon, attacking the position of the sea lion. At the same time as the water cannon skill was launched, the loud sound launched by the sea lion came, and the sound carrying the water attribute energy spread. The quick-swimming frog was affected by the noisy sound and suffered a relatively serious injury, and his ears kept buzzing. While the quick-swimming frog was being tortured, the thick water cannon also hit the sea lion. Although the sea lion has a resistance effect and water attribute skills, it cannot withstand the water cannon launched by the fast-swim frog, and it is still seriously injured despite the resistance effect. After this round of confrontation, the status of both elves was beaten down, and neither of them had a clear advantage. Sea Lion, Magic Flash, Kenya changed his tactics at this critical moment and used the fairy skills that had a restraining effect on the fast-swim frog to attack. Sea Lion uses water attribute skills as its main output method, but its mastery of fairy skills is not bad. In the case of a restraining relationship, it will have a better effect than the water attribute skills it is good at. Sea Lion retracted the water attribute energy and quickly absorbed the fairy energy around it. Chapter 368 Gardevoir. With a blessing of a large amount of fairy energy, a dazzling magical light burst out from the body of the Western Lion Sea Wren. After the light appeared, it carried a powerful destructive force and shone in the direction of the fast-swimming frog. Fast-swimming frog, hold on. Facing this attack from the Western Lion Sea Wren, if Zhang Cheng let the fast-swimming frog take it head-on, he would definitely be defeated directly, but using the defensive skill to resist would not solve the fundamental problem. In the end, Zhang Cheng chose to use the hold skill to resist the attack of the Western Lion Sea Wren first, and then use the reckless skill to turn the tables. Yobo, the fast-swimming frog gave up the attack and absorbed a lot of energy to bless its body to ensure that it would not be defeated. A large amount of light shone directly on the body of the fast-swimming frog. The moment the light came into contact with the skin, A large amount of energy burst out, and a large amount of damage appeared on the body of the fast-swimming frog. Originally, this terrifying attack would instantly kill the fast-swimming frog, but because of the existence of the hold skill, the fast-swimming frog retained the last bit of life. Now, the fast-swimming frog will launch a reckless attack. After resisting the attack of the western lion siren, Zhang Cheng used the remaining health of the fast-swimming frog to launch a reckless attack. Yobo, the fast-swimming frog had a fierce look in his eyes, and a strong force burst out from his whole body. He quickly came in front of the western lion siren and hit him hard with his strong body. The western lion siren was hit by the reckless skill, and his health was reduced to the last bit. Both elves were in a state of serious injury. Western lion siren used the water gun to attack. Fast-swimming frog used the bubble beam. The two of them gave orders at the same time in a tacit understanding and launched the last attack. The elves are very weak in the state of residual health. It takes a long time to launch powerful skills. At this critical moment, choosing to use the most basic skills is the best choice. Because now the two elves will lose their combat ability directly if they are hit by any attack. Western lion siren used the last water attribute energy in his body to form a fine water column and sprayed it at the fast-swimming frog. Yobo frog also reluctantly spit out a string of bubbles from its mouth, and the bubbles gathered together to form a beam of light that shot towards Hiran. The Pokémons of both sides had no way to deal with the attack, and could only let the water column and bubbles hit their bodies. Hit by each other's skills, Frog and Hiran lost their combat ability together and fell to the ground. Thank you for your hard work, Hiran. Well done, Frog. Zhang Cheng and Qin Yi took out the Pokeballs, took back the Pokémons that had no combat ability, and took out new Pokémons to fight. Pogus, it's your turn. Gardevoir, do well. This time, Zhang Cheng chose to send out Pogus. Pogus performed very well in the national competition, so Zhang Cheng usually used it as a second hand to fight. The Pokémon Qin Yi sent out was Gardevoir, which had the dual attributes of Psychic and Fairy. Zhang Cheng naturally knew Gardevoir very well. After all, no male trainer could refuse a beautiful Gardevoir. Even though he was already familiar with Gardevoir's situation, Zhang Cheng still used the detection system to scan Gardevoir's entire body for the sake of safety, not missing any details. Name, Gardevoir, level 69, gender, female, qualification, attributes, Psychic, Fairy. Carrying items, leftovers. The Pokémon carrying this item will continue to restore its own health during battle. Basic skills, Call, Telekinesis, Shadow Clone, Instant Movement, Charming Voice, Lucky Spell, Magic Leaf, Healing Wave, Absorbing Kiss, Meditation, Mental Power, Auxiliary Power, Misty Field, Moon Power, Seal, Predict the Future, Temptation, Hypnosis, Dream Eater. Learning skills, Destructive Ray, 100,000 volts, Light Wall, Hold, Will-O-Will, Mental Shock, Magic Flash. Inherited skills, Same Fate, Strange Light. Characteristic Exchange, Shadow Sneak Attack. Characteristic, Copy. When appearing, copy the characteristics of the opponent's Pokémon and change them to the same characteristics. Note, Gardevoir is a tolerant Pokémon. As long as it protects the trainer, it can even use up the illusion energy to create a small black hole. Qin Yi's Gardevoir has the copy attribute. After appearing, it directly copies the super lucky attribute of Togekiss, greatly increasing the chance of hitting the vital point. As for the props carried by Gardevoir, it is not the spoon that Zhang Cheng expected to increase the power of psychic skills, but the leftovers that can continuously restore health. There is no attribute restraint between Togekiss and Gardevoir. The battle between the two sides this time is a battle of hard power. Gardevoir, use Hypnosis. Qin Yi took the lead in launching an offensive, trying to catch Togekiss off guard. Gardevoir absorbs psychic energy to form a large number of hypnotic ripples, and flies to the position where Togekiss is. Togekiss, use Mystic Guard. Zhang Cheng has rich experience in combat, so it is naturally impossible for him to be ambushed by such a move. When Gardevoir takes action, he immediately commands Togekiss to launch Mystic Guard. While the Mysterious Guardian dissolves the hypnosis of Gardevoir, it can also ensure that it will not fall into an abnormal state for a period of time. Chekia Togekiss also reacted very quickly. After receiving Zhang Cheng's instructions, he flapped his wings and formed a special energy surrounding his body. After the hypnotic sound waves came into contact with a special energy barrier, they disappeared without a trace. Gardevoir, use 100,000 volts. Kenya's Gardevoir has a wide range of skills, including the electric skills that restrain Togekiss. A large amount of lightning began to gather around Gardevoir, and these lightning became very powerful after the infusion of energy. More and more energy gathered together, forming a high-voltage current that attacked Togekiss under the control of Gardevoir. Although the 100,000-volt skill launched by Gardevoir did not have the power bonus of the main system, Gardevoir itself has a very high special attack, and the 100,000 volts used still has considerable damage under the restraining effect. Pokémon, use finger swing. None of the skills that Pokémon has mastered can restrain Gardevoir. Facing Gardevoir's electric skills, Zhang Cheng plans to be a gambler and let Pokémon use finger swing to randomly activate skills. Checky Pokémon flapped his wings, condensed a stream of energy in front of him to form a finger shape and waved it continuously. A magical power burst out, and a large amount of sludge appeared in front of Pokémon, and the sludge contained pungent poisonous energy. The skill randomly selected by finger swing was the poisonous sludge bomb, which happened to be a skill attribute that restrained Gardevoir. Zhang Cheng's luck was still good, and he made the right bet this time. Chapter 369, Sweet and Cold Queen. After a large amount of sludge appeared, Togekiss flapped his wings and sent out a powerful thrust to shoot the toxic sludge towards Gardevoir. The sludge fell on Gardevoir's skin, causing great damage to it, and also triggered the additional effect of the skill. Gardevoir fell into a poisoned state. Togekiss's finger skills can be said to have been used to the extreme. After the sludge attack was launched, the electric current formed by 100,000 volts also hit Togekiss's body. Under the attack of a large amount of electric current, Togekiss was also severely injured, and his health value was reduced to a relatively dangerous level. Gardevoir, Healing Wave, Togekiss, Yuki, the two of them commanded the elves to use recovery skills at the same time in a tacit understanding. A large amount of gentle psychic energy appeared on Gardevoir's body. These energy waves covered Gardevoir's skin and healed the damage just received. Healing waves are based on the maximum health of the opponent's elves. The maximum health of Togekiss and Gardevoir is relatively close. This time the healing wave restored nearly half of the health value. The effect of Yuki's skill is to restore half of its own health, which is equivalent to the recovery effect of the healing wave used by Gardevoir. However, Gardevoir has the item leftovers to continuously restore health, so Togekiss is still at a disadvantage in terms of health. Gardevoir, use 100,000 volts again. Kenya continued to command Gardevoir to launch electric skills to attack, and the electric skills achieved good results in the previous confrontation. Gardevoir skillfully condensed a large amount of electric attribute energy, which gathered together to form a high-voltage current to attack Togekiss. Togekiss, use Air Slash. This time Zhang Cheng did not choose to let Togekiss continue to use Finger Swing. This skill only needs to be gambled once. It is impossible to be so lucky every time. If you draw a useless skill, you will pitch yourself instead. Checky Togekiss absorbed the flying energy to form two sharp air blades in front of him, and a large amount of flying energy was attached to the blades and slashed at Gardevoir. After the air slash hit Gardevoir, it reduced its health to half, and at the same time, the current generated by 100,000 volts also hit Togekiss's head. Gardevoir copied Togekiss's super luck characteristics, and this 100,000 volts hit Togekiss's vital parts. The skill that already had a restraining effect hit the vitals again. Togekiss, who had weak defense, had his health cleared and lost his ability to fight. I have tried my best, come back and rest, Togekiss. Zhang Cheng took back Togekiss with a serious face. This was the first time Zhang Cheng had fallen into disadvantage since participating in the national competition. The opponent put a lot of pressure on him. It's decided to be you, Swampert. The third Pokemon Zhang Cheng chose to send was Swampert. Gardevoir, use Mental Strength. There was no effect against Swampert's electric attribute skills, so Kenya decisively changed tactics and let Gardevoir use his best psychic skills. Gardevoir used psychic energy to form mental ripples and attacked Swampert. Swampert, use Venom Blast. Zhang Cheng intends to use the same method to deal with Kenya, using attribute restraint to defeat Gardevoir. The Venom Blast skill has a restraining effect on Gardevoir, and at the same time, it can cause double damage to poison Pokemon. Gardevoir was poisoned by the mud attack created by the finger swing in the battle with Togekiss just now, and now is the time for Zhang Cheng to take advantage of this. Gana Swampert sucked the poison Pokemon into its mouth, turned it into toxic venom, and then spit it out at the location where Gardevoir was. A large amount of venom poured on Gardevoir's body. Under the stimulation of attribute restraint and poisoning effects, Gardevoir was instantly severely injured, and its health was reduced to less than 1/5. The powerful mental attack also hit Swampert after Gardevoir was hurt. Swampert was mentally traumatized after this attack and lost a certain amount of health. Gardevoir, Healing Wave. Kenya seized the opportunity and planned to use the opportunity of Swampert's mind being disturbed to let Gardevoir use Healing Wave to restore its health. Swampert, use Venom Shock again. Zhang Cheng would never give Kenya such an opportunity. You know, Swampert's health is very high. If Gardevoir successfully launches the Healing Wave skill, it can restore its health to a healthy state. In that case, Zhang Cheng's previous attack will have no effect. Ghana. Swampert quickly condensed venom from its mouth and attacked Gardevoir, which was using Healing Wave. Gardevoir's Healing Wave has begun to take effect. Gentle psychic energy is continuously injected into the body to recover from serious injuries. However, just when the health was restored to nearly half, a large amount of venom attacked and forcibly interrupted Gardevoir's healing. After the healing effect was interrupted, Gardevoir only had half of its health and could not resist this venom attack at all. Under the erosion of the venom, it soon lost its combat ability. Thank you for your hard work, Gardevoir. Kenya took out the Pokeball and took back the Gardevoir that had lost its combat ability. You are very strong, but I am not that easy to deal with. Kenya threw the Pokeball and sent out the fourth Pokemon. It's your turn, Sweet and Cold Queen. A red light shot out, and a very domineering grass-type Pokemon appeared on the battlefield. This was the first time Zhang Cheng met the Sweet and Cold Queen. For the elf he didn't know, Zhang Cheng quickly used the detection system to understand the specific data. Name, Sweet and Cold Queen, level 69, gender, female, qualification, A attribute, grass-carrying props, miracle seed, a seed that breeds life. The power of grass attribute skills used by the elf will be enhanced after carrying it. Basic skills, leap, live in harmony, high-speed spin, flying leaf knife, sweet fragrance, magic leaf, continuous slap, shaking dance, trampling, fragrance mist, temptation, fragrant grass treatment, flying leaf storm, punishment, tropical kick, bluff, flying knee kick, powerful whip. Learning skills, sunbeam, reflective wall, hold, shadow clone, mysterious guardian, energy ball, lower body kick. Inherited skills, acting like a spoiled child, grass flute, photosynthesis, faint characteristics, Queen's Majesty. The elves with this characteristic will exert deterrence on the opponent, making it impossible for them to use priority skills. Note: Sweet Cold Queen is a fruit Pokemon that evolved from Sweepandoo after it learned the trampling skill. It is good at using its feet to attack, kicking the knockdown opponents with its feet and laughing to show off its strength. Chapter 370, Pidgeot Goes to Battle. Sweet Cold Queen is a grass attribute Pokemon that uses physical attacks as its main attack method, and has a strong restraining effect on Swampert. Sweet Cold Queen, use powerful whip. Kenya still used a very fierce style of play, and immediately commanded Sweet Cold Queen to use her best high-powered grass attribute skills to attack. After receiving the trainer's order, Sweet Cold Queen used grass attribute energy to condense a thorny vine whip, which was filled with rich grass attribute energy. After the vine whip condensed into shape, Sweet Cold Queen waved her hand and swung the long whip, whipping at the position where Swampert was. Swampert, use guard. Zhang Cheng's reaction was also very quick, and he immediately commanded Swampert to defend. If Swampert, which was 4 times weak to grass, was directly hit by this vine, it would definitely be severely injured. Ghana. Swampert also felt a dangerous breath and quickly formed a hard barrier by absorbing the energy around it. Soon after the barrier appeared, a thorny vine whip came and caused a loud noise. The powerful vine whips continuously whipped the barrier. Although the transparent barrier was strong, it could not withstand such an attack. Another vine whip whipped and the transparent barrier was instantly broken. After breaking through the barrier, the vine whip continued to attack under the control of Xianlang Mihao and directly whipped the body of the giant Swampert. Even though the vine whip consumed most of its energy, it still caused heavy damage to the giant Swampert. The health of the giant Swampert, which was originally full of blood, quickly dropped by 3/5. Giant Swampert used the poison. After suffering a heavy blow, Zhang Cheng took advantage of the giant Swampert's fast speed and took advantage of the fact that Xianlang Mihao had consumed too much energy in launching a powerful offensive and had no chance to recover yet to launch the poison. Gana Gana the giant swampert skillfully condensed a large amount of poisonous venom, and after the venom was formed, it shot at the fastest speed at the Sweet Cold Beauty. When the Sweet Cold Beauty recovered, the poisonous venom had already hit, and there was no time to dodge. After being hit by the poisonous venom, Sweet Queen May fell into a poisonous state, and her health began to drain. Sweet Queen May used the leaf blade to attack. After being hit by the opponent's poisonous skill, Kenya seized the time to make a quick decision, commanding Sweet Queen May to continue the offensive and defeat Swampert before the poison completely erupted. After receiving Kenya's order, Sweet Queen May frantically absorbed grass attribute energy, and a large amount of grass attribute energy turned into pieces of leaf blades, attacking Swampert. Swampert used wide area defense. Facing this level of attack, Zhang Cheng's Swampert can completely resist it. After seeing the opponent launch an attack, he quickly commanded Swampert to use defensive skills. Gana Gana Swampert absorbed a large amount of rock-type energy and created a large dark yellow barrier in front of it. After the barrier was formed, it protected Swampert. The leaf blade carrying a large amount of grass attribute energy attacked and hit the heavy barrier, but it did not break through the defense. Sweet and Cold Beauty used Tropical Kick. Seeing that the leaf blade could not hurt Swampert, Kenya commanded Sweet and Cold Beauty, whose strength was gradually recovering, to use her signature skill, Tropical Kick. Tropical Kick is a grass-type physical attack skill that can cause high damage while reducing the attack power of the target. Sweet and Cold Beauty gathered all her strength on her right foot, and after charging, she rushed towards Swampert. Swampert, Venom Shock. Zhang Cheng knew that it was difficult to resist this attack from Sweet and Cold Beauty, so he chose to use poison attribute skills that restrained the grass type to attack and exchange blood with each other. Venom Shock is very effective for Pokémon that are in a highly toxic state, and it achieved a good effect when facing Gardevoir. Gana. Swampert was already very familiar with the release of the Venom Shock skill. After receiving the trainer's command, it quickly condensed a large amount of poison attribute energy to form a pool of venom, and spit it out in the direction where Sweet and Cold Beauty was attacking. Sweet Queen launched a Tropical Kick, and was hit by the venom on the way to Swampert. The rich venom fell on Sweet Queen's skin, and she received double damage in the highly toxic state. Affected by the venom, Sweet Queen's health value quickly dropped to only half. While suffering great pain, Sweet Queen still insisted on attacking, and the grass attribute energy condensed on her legs increased instead of decreasing. After approaching Swampert, Sweet Queen kicked out her right foot fiercely, kicking Swampert directly to the edge of the battlefield. With the power of the main system and the power of the Miracle Seed, Sweet Queen's high physical attack grass-type skill directly emptied the remaining health of Swampert. "You've worked hard, come back and rest, Swampert." Zhang Cheng took out the Pokeball to take back Swampert, who had lost his combat ability. In the face of 4 times restrained, he was able to do this. Swampert really tried his best. "It's decided to be you, Pidgeot." Facing Kenya's powerful Sweet Queen, Zhang Cheng chose to send out a flying-type Pidgeot to fight. Sweet and Cold Beauty Queen used aromatherapy. While Zhang Cheng was rotating the Pokémon, Kenya commanded Sweet and Cold Beauty Queen to use aromatherapy, which can remove abnormal states. Gentle grass attribute energy surrounded Sweet and Cold Beauty Queen's body, dissolving the toxins that began to increase in power. Pidgeot used Brave Bird attack. Zhang Cheng took advantage of the attribute advantage and started attacking without saying a word, commanding Pidgeot to launch a powerful flying move. Beep beep. Pidgeot flapped his wings, and rich flying energy burst out of his body. Under the persistence of this energy, Pidgeot accelerated his charge, carrying a large amount of flying energy to attack Sweet and Cold Beauty Queen. Sweet and Cold Beauty Queen use Hold. Facing Pidgeot's most powerful attack, Kenya naturally did not dare to let Sweet and Cold Beauty Queen take it head-on, and decisively chose to use the Hold skill for defense. Sweet and Cold Beauty Queen used the general energy around her to gather together to form a transparent barrier that just wrapped herself. Pidgeot's huge body quickly attacked, accompanied by powerful flying energy hitting the barrier. The transparent barrier was bombarded by a large amount of flying energy, and soon it began to shake, showing signs of being unable to bear it. Beep! The power in Pidgeot's body burst out again. And under the impact of this powerful force, the transparent barrier was shattered, and the remaining flying energy bombarded the body of Sweet Cold Queen. After being hit by the Venom Shock skill, Sweet Cold Queen's health value was not healthy. Now it was hit by Pidgeot's flying skill again, and its health value had been reduced to less than 1/5. Chapter 371 Sister Lip. Sweet and Cold Queen. Use the grass flute. Sweet and Cold Queen's skills are all grass and fighting, which are not very effective against Pidgeot. Kenya considered comprehensively and chose to let Sweet and Cold Queen use the grass flute skill with hypnotic effect, trying to put Pidgeot into a sleeping state first. After receiving Kenya's order, Sweet and Cold Queen quickly condensed the grass attribute energy in her mouth, and turned it into a grass flute with hypnotic effect. Pidgeot, avoid the effective range of the grass flute, and then use the storm attack. The hit rate of the grass flute skill is not high. Zhang Cheng directly and confidently let Pidgeot dodge through speed. Beep beep. After receiving the order, Pidgeot quickly flapped his wings to pull away a long distance, successfully avoiding the drifting grass flute sound. Then a large amount of flying energy formed a storm group under Pidgeot's control. With the injection of a large amount of energy, the size of the storm group became larger and larger, and the attack power became stronger and stronger. After the power and size of the storm reached the strongest level, Pidgeot flapped his wings fiercely to send out the storm. The storm had a good coverage area, and Sweet Cold Queen had no way to dodge, and was soon surrounded by the storm. Sweet Cold Queen, use hold. Kenya was still trying to make a final struggle, wanting Sweet Cold Queen to resist this attack by holding the barrier. But unfortunately, the storm's attack came too fast, and the barrier that Sweet Cold Queen had just condensed was scattered by the storm before it was completely stable. The strong wind rolled Sweet Cold Queen into the air, and a large number of wind blades hit her. A large number of wounds soon appeared on the body of Sweet Cold Queen, and her health points also quickly disappeared. Sweet Cold Queen finally failed to block the attack of Pidgeot, and her health points were emptied and she lost her combat ability. You did a good job. Come back, Sweet Cold Queen. Kenya took out the Pokeball to take back Sweet Cold Queen, and then threw out the next Pokeball. Sister Michin, it's you. The fourth Pokemon Kenya sent was Sister Michin, who had the dual attributes of Superpower and Ice. Sister Michin's ice skills had a strong control effect on Pidgeot. Seeing Sister Michin appear, Zhang Cheng quickly opened the detection system to check its specific data. Name, Sister Michin, level 69, gender, female, qualification, attributes, psychic, ice carrying props, unmelting ice, ice that can isolate heat. After the elves carry this prop, the power of ice attribute skills will be improved. Basic skills, slap, licking, devil's kiss, angel's kiss, absorbing kiss, fine snow, telekinesis, singing, love seal, black eyes, fake cry, lucky spell, avalanche, continuous slap, frozen fist, wake up slap, mount-ice pressure, tightening, song of destruction, blizzard learning skills, frozen beam, blizzard, mental power, guard, dream eater, light wall, mental shock. Inherited skills, yoga pose, trick, temptation, high five. Surprise attack characteristics, dry skin. Elves with this characteristic will recover their health on rainy days and when attacked by water attribute skills, and will suffer additional damage on clear days and when attacked by fire attribute skills. Note, Lipstick, a humanoid Pokemon, is a rare superpowered Pokemon. Its special move is the Devil's Kiss, which can make the opponent fall asleep. Kenya's Lipstick uses ice skills as its main means of output, and has inherited the preemptive skill of High Five Surprise Attack. Pidgeot, use it to defend. After knowing that Lipstick can use the High Five Surprise Attack skill, Zhang Cheng quickly ordered Pidgeot to defend, but unfortunately it was still a step too late. Lipstick, High Five Surprise Attack. Kenya ordered Lipstick to use High Five Surprise Attack at the same time as Zhang Cheng issued the order. After receiving the order, Lipstick gathered a force on her palm, and then came to Pidgeot at lightning speed and slapped it hard. At this time, Pidgeot had just received the order from the trainer, and before he had time to gather energy, he was slapped by Lipstick. After being attacked by the High Five Surprise Attack, Pidgeot was knocked away and fell into a short wretched state, but his health did not drop too much, because Sister Lip was good at special attack skills, and High Five Surprise Attack was a physical attack skill. Although it did not cause too much damage to Pidgeot, Sister Lip's goal had been achieved. After putting Pidgeot into a wretched state, Kenya could command Sister Lip to launch a powerful ice skill, and Pidgeot in a wretched state at this time had no way to dodge. Sister Lip, use Blizzard. Kenya commanded Sister Lip to use her best ice skill Blizzard to attack. The rich ice energy turned into a large number of snowflakes under Sister Lip's control. The snowflakes created contained ice energy, and under Sister Lip's control, they all floated towards Pidgeot. At this time, Pidgeot could not move at all, and could only let these snowflakes hit its body. Sister Meowlip's high special attack blizzard skill was very powerful, and the attack power was even higher with a blessing of non-melting ice. Without any defense, Pidgeot was hit by an ice skill that restrained itself, and 3/5 of its health was directly knocked off. Pidgeot, use Air Slash. After being attacked by the blizzard, Pidgeot quickly recovered from the cowering state, and quickly began to counterattack after hearing the trainer's command. Beep beep. Pidgeot flapped its wings, condensing a large amount of flying energy to form an air blade to slash at Sister Lip. The blade flew at an extremely fast speed, and Sister Lip was hit directly in the front, but because there was no restraint effect and Sister Lip itself had a high special defense, this air slash only knocked off a quarter of Sister Lip's health. Sister Lip, use Devil's Kiss. Kenya planned to use Devil's Kiss to put Pidgeot into hypnotic state, and then cooperate with a Dream Eater skill to deal high damage. Sister Lip excitedly pursed her lips and kissed Pidgeot not far away. Pidgeot, use the flying skill to avoid a Devil's Kiss. Seeing this situation, Zhang Cheng hurriedly asked Pidgeot to use the flying skill mechanism to rise to high altitudes, so as to avoid the Devil's Kiss that can put the elves into a sleeping state. Beep. Beep. Pidgeot was a little flustered when he saw the kiss from Miss Lip, and quickly flapped his wings and flew high into the sky according to Zhang Cheng's instructions. With a blessing of the flying energy, Pidgeot quickly escaped from Miss Lip's attack range. Miss Lip, who lost her target, pounced in vain, and her thick lips kissed the ground where Pidgeot was just now. Pidgeot, attack now! Seeing Miss Lip's attack missed and pounced on the ground, Zhang Cheng seized the opportunity to command Pidgeot to use the damage caused by the landing of the flying skill to attack Miss Lip. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelis. There you'll find the original version of this story and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 372 Dragon Trader. Beep. Beep. Pidgeot fell from the sky, carrying a large amount of flying energy on his body and attacking Sister Meowlip. At this time, Sister Meowlip's attack missed and she just stood up, and was hit by Pidgeot on the back. The flying skill that Pidgeot launched this time was a physical attack skill. Sister Meowlip's physical defense was not high. In this case, she was hit on the back by Pidgeot and her health was also reduced to only 2/5. Sister Meowlip, use the Devil's Kiss again now. After failing the first time, Kenya commanded Sister Meowlip to launch the Devil's Kiss again. At this time, the distance between Pidgeot and Sister Meowlip was very close, and the probability of hitting the target by launching the Devil's Kiss was very high. Sister Meowlip followed Kenya's order, gathered her strength and kissed Pidgeot on her thick lips. This time, Pidgeot really had no time to escape, and was kissed by Sister Meowlip directly. Then he felt dizzy and fell to the ground and fell asleep. Well done, Sister Michu, launch another blizzard. After putting Pidgeot into sleep, Kenya gave Sister Michu a command, intending to defeat Pidgeot with a powerful blizzard skill. Sister Michu skillfully used ice attribute energy to turn into snowflakes all over the sky, and the snowflakes quickly drifted towards Pidgeot. Each step of the snowflakes carried a certain amount of ice energy. Under the accumulation of a large number of snowflakes, Pidgeot's health value quickly decreased until it was completely emptied. Thank you for your hard work, Pidgeot. Zhang Cheng took out the Pokeball and took back the Pidgeot that had lost its combat ability. From the beginning of the battle, Zhang Cheng fell into a certain disadvantage, and this disadvantage has continued until now, making Zhang Cheng feel a lot of pressure. Thorn Dragon King, it's decided to be you. The fifth Pokemon Zhang Cheng chose to send was the Thorn Dragon King, which had relatively strong comprehensive abilities. It had the dual attributes of dragon and water, and was less restrained by the attributes. At the same time, the Thorn Dragon King had a wide range of skills, and there was no need to worry about being targeted by the opponent's Pokemon attributes and having no way to deal with it. Sister Michin, use the Freezing Beam. Kenya continued her fighting style, and quickly commanded Sister Michin to use her best skills to attack after the Thorn Dragon King appeared. Sister Michin waved her hands, controlling a large amount of ice attribute energy to transform into a blue-white beam of extremely low temperature. After the beam was fully formed, it quickly attacked the Thorn Dragon King. Because the Thorn Dragon King has the water attribute, it is not very afraid of ice attribute skills, so Zhang Cheng did not plan to defend. Sister Michin's health is not very healthy now. He must rely on the Thorn Dragon King's powerful dragon skills to defeat Sister Michin as soon as possible and force out Qin Yi's fifth elf. Thorn Dragon King, use the Dragon Claw, ha. Ha. After hearing the order from Zhang Cheng, the Thorn Dragon King concentrated the dragon energy in his body in his hands, forming a powerful dragon claw to grab Sister Michin. The Thorn Dragon King rushed forward quickly, and came to Sister Michin despite the pain caused by the freezing beam, and grabbed it with a sharp dragon claw. The powerful dragon claws directly tore two deep wounds on Sister Michin's body. Sister Michin became very weak after being attacked by the dragon claws. The Thorn Dragon King also lost 1/3 of his health because of resisting Sister Michin's freezing beam. Thorn Dragon King, use the water cannon skill to defeat it. Zhang Cheng gave another order to the Thorn Dragon King, determined to defeat Sister Michin as quickly as possible. Ha. Ha. The Thorn Dragon King nodded at Zhang Cheng, and then quickly absorbed the water attribute energy to form a thick water column and sprayed it towards Sister Michin. Sister Michin, use Mental Shock. Qin Yi made full use of Sister Michin's value after the group, allowing her to use the super energy skills that can guarantee the hit rate to attack, ensuring that she can cause damage to the Thorn Dragon King before losing her combat ability. Sister Michin used up the last strength in her body to condense the super energy, and the super energy turned into an invisible mental shock force to attack the Thorn Dragon King. After Sister Michin's attack, the water cannon fired by the Thorn Dragon King swept in, and a large amount of water element energy blasted Sister Michin flying away, and she lost her ability to fight. At the same time, the Thorn Dragon King also suffered a mental shock, and his health dropped to about half. Thank you for your hard work, Sister Michu. Qin Yi took back Sister Michu, who had lost her ability to fight, and then threw out the fifth Pokeball. It's your turn, Tanabata Bluebird. Qin Yi's fifth Pokemon to fight was Tanabata Bluebird, which had the dual attributes of Dragon and Flame. Zhang Cheng was relatively familiar with the Kixie Bluebird, but he still habitually opened the detection system to check its specific data. Name, Kixie Bluebird, level 79, gender, female, qualification, attributes, dragon, flying, carrying props, flame orb, a magical orb that releases heat when touched. After carrying it, the elf will be burned in battle. Basic skills, call, peck, scare, sing, random attack, mysterious guardian, enchanting voice, white mist, round singing, nature's grace, crash, refresh, cotton defense, parrot mimicry, dragon wave, dragon breath, dragon dance, song of destruction, moon power, divine bird onslaught. Learning skills, indoor, fly, jet flame, frozen beam, hold, sunbeam, magic flash, dragon claw. Inherited skills, high speed movement, feather dance, feather roost, dragon dive. Playfulness characteristics, unrelated to weather. When an elf with this characteristic appears, the influence of any weather will disappear. Note, Tanabata Bluebird, a humming Pokemon, is the evolved form of Bluebird. It looks like a cloud flying in the air and hums with a soprano voice. When Zhang Cheng saw that Tanabata Bluebird was carrying a flame orb, he felt something was wrong. Normally Tanabata Bluebird should carry more dragon fangs and sharp beaks, so why would it suddenly carry an item that adds negative effects to itself? But when Zhang Cheng saw that Tanabata Bluebird had mastered the hard support skill through the skill learning machine, he suddenly realized something and said to himself, Tanabata Bluebird, Mega Evolution. Just as Zhang Cheng had guessed, Qin Yi took out the evolution crystal, and a mixture of dragon and fairy energy entered Tanabata Bluebird's body, emitting a dazzling light. With the blessing of this energy, Tanabata Bluebird's appearance and various attributes changed. After the light faded, what appeared in front of everyone was the Super Tanabata Bluebird that had completed Mega. After the Super Evolution, the characteristics of Super Tanabata Bluebird also changed, from the original weather-independent to fairy skin. The general skills used by the elves with the fairy skin characteristics will be transformed into fairy skills. At the same time, the attributes of Super Tanabata Bluebird also changed from the original combination of flying and dragon to dragon and fairy, becoming a true dragon trader. Chapter 373 Super Diancy. When the Tanabata Bluebird evolves into the Super Tanabata Bluebird, the role of the flame orb is reflected. The Super Tanabata Bluebird has learned a special general skill called Hard Support, which will cause double damage when the elf is in an abnormal state. The original basic injury value of the Hard Support skill is 70, and the power will double to 140 when used in an abnormal state. At the same time, due to the characteristics of the fairy skin, This hard support skill will become a fairy skill and enjoy the additional blessing of the power of this system. In this way, this skill is very terrifying. After the Super Tornado Bluebird falls into an abnormal state with a flame orb, the hard support skill will be used again, which will become a fairy skill with the same power as the Light of Destruction. At the same time, the hard support skill has no negative effects. The Super Tornado Bluebird only needs to bear the slight damage caused by the burn to emit a fairy skill with the same power as the Light of Destruction. This can be said to be very terrifying. The chances of the Thorn Dragon King facing this Super Tornado Bluebird are almost zero. Super Tornado Bluebird used the hard support skill, just as Zhang Cheng expected. After completing the Mega Evolution, Kenya directly commanded the Super Tornado Bluebird to use the hard support skill. After receiving the command, the Super Tornado Bluebird quickly absorbed the rich general energy and attached it to its body. Due to its abnormal state, the power absorbed by the Tornado Bluebird doubled, and at the same time, under the influence of the fairy skin, a large amount of general energy turned into fairy energy. The terrifyingly rich fairy energy accompanied the Super Tornado Bluebird and attacked the Thorn Dragon King. Thorn Dragon King used the Cannon Water Cannon. After the previous battle, the Thorn Dragon King's health had been knocked down by half. Now facing this double damage and attribute blessing, it also restrained its own fairy skill attack. Zhang Cheng knew that he had no chance of resisting, so he directly chose to let the Thorn Dragon King launch the strongest attack of the water attribute skill, trying to cause more damage to the Super Tornado Bluebird. Facing the terrifying attack of the Super Tornado Bluebird, the Thorn Dragon King mustered up his courage under the command of his trainer and madly absorbed the water attribute energy around him. A large amount of water attribute energy gathered together to form a water cannonball that was compressed to the extreme. Under the control of the Thorn Dragon King, the water cannonball bombarded the attacking Super Tornado Bluebird. The Super Tornado Bluebird, which was approaching the Thorn Dragon King, was hit by this cannonball and lost 1/3 of its health. Although the Super Tornado Bluebird was injured, its momentum of advancement did not stop at all. It soon arrived in front of the Thorn Dragon King, and a large amount of fairy energy hit the Thorn Dragon King's body. The Thorn Dragon King was attacked by this terrifying energy, and its health was completely emptied in an instant. He fainted and lost his ability to fight. Even the Thorn Dragon King with full health might not be able to withstand this attack of the Super Tornado Bluebird. You've tried your best. Come back and rest, Thorn Dragon King. Zhang Cheng took out the Pokeball and took back the Thorn Dragon King. His face also became solemn at this time. Now he only has one elf left that can fight, and Kenya probably has a powerful Quasi-God in his hand, plus this Super Tornado Bluebird that was only slightly injured. It is still a bit difficult for Diancie to defeat two elves in one fell swoop. The racial value of Super Tornado Bluebird is only 10 points lower than that of Diancie. Even if she can defeat Super Tornado Bluebird, there will be a powerful Quasi-God to deal with later. Diancie, it's decided to be you. The last elf Zhang Cheng sent out could only be the fantasy beast Diancie, and only Diancie had the strength to turn the tables. I originally wanted to leave this trump card to Yan, but now I have to take it out first. Otherwise it would be embarrassing if I failed to enter the finals. Zhang Cheng took out a colorful evolution crystal. Diancie, Mega Evolution. As Zhang Cheng's voice sounded, two streams of pink and dark yellow energy burst out from the crystal at the same time and entered Diancie's body. With a blessing of this energy, Diancie's body exuded a strong pink light. The light gradually faded, and what appeared in front of everyone was Super Diancie, who had completed Mega Evolution. Super Diancie's originally petite body became slender, and she wore a beautiful pink dress, which changed from being cute to being domineering. At the same time, Super Diancie's racial value also changed greatly, from the original 600 points to 700 points, and her double defense was slightly reduced, but her double attack and speed were greatly improved. After completing the super transformation, Diancie can be said to have switched from a defensive form to an offensive form. Your Diancie can really mega evolve, and my previous guess was right. Kenya looked at the Super Diancie who had completed Mega Evolution and sighed. This kid really has a trick up his sleeve. This Super Diancie is very difficult to deal with. The racial value is really too high. Super Diancie, use the Light of Destruction. Zhang Cheng didn't say much, and put all his thoughts on the battle, and directly commanded Diancie to use the most powerful Light of Destruction. After receiving Zhang Cheng's instructions, Super Diancie quickly gathered energy in front of her, and used the powerful force to bloom an eternal flower. The petals of the eternal flower opened, emitting a light with destructive power, attacking the Super Tornado Bluebird. Super Tornado Bluebird, use hard support. Because Kenya's Super Tornado Bluebird carries props and characteristics, hard support is her only and strongest means of output. The rich general energy is transformed into the fairy energy under the control of the Super Tornado Bluebird, and the energy concentration increases again after being blessed by the power of this system. When the energy that can be absorbed reaches the maximum, the Super Tornado Bluebird vibrates its wings and rushes towards the light of destruction with a powerful fairy energy. The two extremely powerful fairy energy collides with each other. After a period of stalemate, because the power is too strong, the two energies become unstable, and finally cause a violent explosion. The Super Tornado Bluebird at the center of the explosion is hit by a large amount of fairy energy. The Super Tornado Bluebird with dragon attributes is very afraid of fairy attributes. After being hit by this powerful energy shockwave, the health value decreases rapidly, and is eventually emptied, losing the ability to fight. Diancie was at a relatively far distance, so the damage she received was reduced. However, because the light of destruction had a strong side effect, the damage caused by the two forces also knocked out nearly 1/3 of Diancie's health. After Super Tornado Bluebird lost its combat ability, the crystal energy in its body also completely dissipated, and its body shrank back to its original form. Chapter 374, Sticky Beauty Dragon. You've done a good job. Come back, Tornado Bluebird. Kenya's gentle voice came out, and a red light shot at Tornado Bluebird, who had lost her fighting ability, and took it back into the Pokeball. The next step is the final battle. I won't show mercy. At this point, Kenya also felt a lot of pressure. Although Mega Diancie's health was a little damaged, she couldn't guarantee that she would be able to defeat the opponent. It's your turn, Smelly Dragon. Kenya's trump card was a dragon-type quasi-god Smelly Dragon. Smelly Dragon has a single dragon attribute, and it is very disadvantageous to face Diancie, but Kenya has no other way. Facing Mega Diancie with a racial value of up to 700, sending out other ordinary Pokemon has a smaller chance of winning. Now she can only use the advantage in health to make up for the disadvantages brought by the attributes as much as possible. Zhang Cheng was relieved when he saw Smelly Dragon. Mega Diancie still has less pressure to face Dragon-type Pokemon. However, Zhang Cheng did not relax his vigilance because of this. He needed to deal with every Pokemon of the opponent seriously to ensure that there was no mistake. The detection system was turned on again, and the data of the Sticky Dragon appeared in Zhang Cheng's mind. Name, Sticky Dragon, level 69, gender, female, qualification, A+ attribute, dragon carrying props, mysterious water drop, a drop-shaped gem. The power of water attribute skills will be improved after the elf carries it. Basic skills, impact, foam, absorb, hold, endurance, dragon breath, pray for rain, crazy, mountation, turbidity, dragon wave, water tail, reverse scale, feint, powerful whip. Learning skills, jet flame, frozen beam, 100,000 volts, earthquake, thunder, energy ball, dragon tail, ultimate impact, water cannon, hot water. Inherited skills, curse, double return, melt, hold on, poison tail. Characteristics, herbivorous. Elves with this characteristic will not be harmed when attacked by grass-type skills, but will increase their own attack power. Note, Melu, a dragon Pokemon, is the evolution of Melu, a very friendly dragon Pokemon. It hugged its favorite trainer tightly and made her slippery with slime. After understanding Melu's specific situation, Zhang Cheng found that Kenya had already prepared to deal with Diancie, and replaced Melu's props with mysterious water drops. Under normal circumstances, Melu would definitely carry the prop Dragon Fang to increase the power of its best dragon skills, but facing Diancie with fairy attributes, dragon skills have no effect, so Kenya changed the props in advance. Kenya planned to increase the water attribute skills so that Melu could also deal a good damage through non-native skills. For this reason, Kenya also specially taught Melu a lot of water attribute skills. Melu used the turbid stream. Kenya took advantage of the gap when Zhang Cheng was checking Melu's situation and commanded Melu to take the initiative to launch an offensive. With the blessing of the mysterious water drops, the power of the water attribute skills issued by Melu is not weak. At the same time, Diancie is also afraid of water attribute skills. Judging from the current situation, it is a more feasible way for Melu to defeat Mega Diancie with water attribute skills. After receiving the order from the trainer, Melu quickly condensed water attribute energy. And the rich water attribute energy formed a turbid water column and rushed towards Mega Diancie in midair. Super Diancie, use Healing Wave. Facing Melu's attack, Zhang Cheng chose to let Diancie use healing skills. Melu's attack power is not particularly high. Even with the blessing of the mysterious water drop, it is difficult to severely damage Mega Diancie in a short time. So Zhang Cheng is not worried that the opponent's attack will threaten Mega Diancie, and decisively chooses to let Mega Diancie use Healing Wave. Healing Wave can create half of the opponent's Pokémon's health, while Melu's health is very high, almost twice that of Diancie. This Healing Wave of Mega Diancie can restore more than half of its own health. Without Super Diancie doing any defense, the turbid water column easily hit Diancie's body. After the attack of the slimy dragon ended, Diancie's health was reduced to only 2/5 after being hit by this water attribute attack. However, Zhang Cheng was not panicked at all. A large amount of mild psychic energy appeared on the body of Super Diancie, and these energies were constantly recovering the injuries that Super Diancie had suffered before. The Healing Wave skill took effect, and Super Diancie's health was restored to the best state, and the previous health advantage of Slimy Dragon disappeared. Super Diancie used the power of the moon. After resolving the disadvantage in health, Zhang Cheng had no more worries and directly commanded Super Diancie to launch the fairy skill that restrained Slimy Dragon to attack. Super Diancie nodded to Zhang Cheng, and then quickly absorbed the fairy energy around her body to form a ball of light. After the ball of light condensed into shape, it released a rich moon power and attacked the position where Slimy Dragon was. Nyan Milu used the water cannon. Kenyu also quickly commanded Nyan Milu to launch an attack that was even more powerful than before, trying to gain some advantages through the restraining effect of water attribute skills. After receiving Qin Yi's instructions, Nyan Milu opened its mouth to absorb a large amount of water energy to form a thick water dragon. The water dragon filled with water element energy swept out and collided head-on with a large amount of moon power. After completing the Mega Evolution, Super Diancie has a strong attack power. The power of this moon power is much stronger than Nyan Milu's water cannon. In the end, the ferocious water dragon was easily dispersed by the moon power. After breaking through Nyan Milu's attack, Super Diancie controlled the remaining power to hit Nyan Milu's body. The remaining fairy energy is not much, and Nyan Milu's health value is knocked down by a quarter after being hit. Super Diancie used the Light of Destruction again. After knowing the strength of the Nyan Milu dragon, Zhang Cheng chose to let Super Diancie use the Light of Destruction again, which was extremely powerful but also had great side effects. As Zhang Cheng's voice fell, a stream of rich fairy energy continued to flow towards Super Diancie. Under the infusion of this large amount of fairy energy, Super Diancie condensed an eternal flower in front of her that was even larger than before. The power of this eternal light was even more terrifying, giving people a sense of fear invisibly. Chapter 375 Super Diancie shows her power. Melo quickly used the defense. Kenyu also felt the power of Super Diancie's attack and quickly ordered Melo to defend. Hearing the anxious voice of his trainer, Melo felt a strong sense of crisis and instinctively condensed a defense barrier. The eternal flower formed by the rich fairy energy bloomed, and the center of the petals burst out with a strong light of destruction and shot towards Melo. The barrier that Melo had just formed was shattered the moment it came into contact with the light of destruction, and a large amount of fairy energy bombarded Melo's body. Melo was hit by the fairy energy that he feared, and his health value quickly dropped to only 1/5. This was even when Melo's defense was good. It was directly hit. If Melo's defense was a little weaker, it might be killed directly. Super Diancie's attack power is really too strong. Using the Light of Destruction also comes at a price. Super Diancie was attacked by the Light of Destruction, and her health was reduced to half. Nyan Milu Dragon, use your full strength to attack the water cannon. Kenyu knew that Super Diancie's condition must not be very good at this time. If she wanted to win, she had to take the initiative to attack, otherwise she would miss the opportunity. Under Kenyu's command, Nyan Milu Dragon gave up defense and gathered all the energy in her body to form a water dragon again. With a large amount of water attribute energy infused, the water dragon opened its eyes and took the initiative to bite the position where Super Diancie was, full of spirituality. Super Diancie, use hold. The tolerance rate of this battle is very low. Zhang Cheng must ensure that there is no mistake. Facing Nyan Milu Dragon's almost desperate attack, Zhang Cheng chose to temporarily avoid the edge. With Super Diancie's good double defense, Even if Nian Milu Dragon's strongest attack is used to hold the barrier, it is impossible to instantly defeat Super Diancie with Half-Blood. Super Diancie blinked at Zhang Cheng, and used the energy in the air to form a solid barrier, which isolated everything from the outside world. The water dragon created by the slimy dragon became very powerful after absorbing enough water element energy, and attacked Super Diancie under the control of slimy dragon. The ferocious water dragon kept using its body to hit, trying to break the barrier in a short time. Unfortunately, the barrier condensed by Diancie was too solid, and finally slimy dragon took great efforts to break it. After breaking the barrier, the size of the water dragon had shrunk several times, and the remaining power was very weak. It only knocked off 1/5 of the health of Super Diancie. Super Diancie used the healing wave again. Zhang Cheng did not give Qin Yi any chance to turn the tables. After resolving slimy dragon's full strength attack, he did not choose to attack directly, but made full use of the effect of the healing wave to increase his health to an absolutely safe level. A large amount of mild psychic energy appeared on Super Diancie's body, which quickly healed Super Diancie's injuries. Nian Milu Dragon used salt water, while Super Diancie launched the healing wave. Qin Yi quickly organized Nian Milu Dragon to launch an attack. Diancie's health was just over half. If she could hit Super Diancie with salt water before the healing wave took effect, it would be possible to reverse the situation when the double damage was triggered. Nian Milu Dragon quickly sprayed a stream of water with a high salt content from its mouth, aiming at the position where Super Diancie was. Unfortunately, Nian Milu Dragon was still a step too late. The healing wave had already taken effect, and Diancie's health soon exceeded the upper limit of the salt water trigger. The salt water fell on Super Diancie's body. Without the power of the original system and the double damage trigger, it only relied on the single attribute restraint to knock down 1/3 of Super Diancie's health. At this time, Super Diancie used healing waves to restore her health to the best state, and then was knocked down by the salt water skill by 1/3. Now she still has nearly 2/3 of her health, and is in a relatively safe state. Seeing that Super Diancie's health has stabilized, Zhang Cheng no longer has any concerns and directly commands Super Diancie to launch the final offensive. Super Diancie, use Magic Flash. After receiving Zhang Cheng's order, Diancie skillfully absorbed the fairy energy to form a large amount of shining magic light. These lights pierced the already seriously injured Nian Milu Dragon not far away with powerful lethality. Nian Milu Dragon, use another water cannon. Qin Yi still did not give up, and continued to command Nian Milu Dragon to launch a powerful water attribute skill, and continue this last gamble with Super Diancie. A thick column of water sprayed out of Nian Milu Dragon's mouth, and turned into a water dragon phantom in the air and rushed towards Super Diancie. The skills of both sides hit each other, and Super Diancie was bitten by the water dragon, and her health value dropped rapidly, and finally only about a quarter was left. The strong magic light hit the dragon with less than a quarter of its health. A lot of cracks appeared on its skin. Its health was quickly emptied and it fell on the battlefield. The semifinals finally came to an end with the fall of the dragon. Zhang Cheng defeated Qin Yi and successfully entered the finals, where he met Yi Tian. The dragon has lost its ability to fight. The winner of this competition is Zhang Cheng. After confirming the dragon's ability to fight, the referee announced the final result of the competition. Your strength really didn't disappoint me. I'm optimistic about you in the next final. Come on, can you recognize Zhang Cheng's strength? Yes, I will do my best to win the championship of this national competition. After a brief chat, the two left the competition venue. After a day of competition, Zhang Cheng felt very tired. After sending the elves to the treatment room, he found a place to have dinner and waited for the elves to recover from their injuries. It was not until 9 o'clock in the evening that the elves finally recovered to their peak state. Zhang Cheng thanked the medical staff and took the elves back to their residence. After feeding the Pokémons enough energy cubes, Zhang Cheng washed up and lay on the bed thinking about tomorrow's game. Dad, was I good today? Diancie suddenly came to the bedside and looked at Zhang Cheng expectantly and said, Of course I was good. It was all thanks to our Diancie that we were able to turn the tide today. Zhang Cheng gently patted Diancie's little head. The trainer's intimate gesture made Diancie very happy. She snuggled in Zhang Cheng's arms and soon fell asleep. End of this chapter. Thank you very much for reaching the end. Don't forget to like. Looking for more exclusive content and immediate access? Subscribe to our Patreon. Remember, every like, subscription, or donation encourages us to continue. Thanks to everyone, see you in the next video.